actual rules. As well.
Tasha's hideous laughter.
Like normally, 1 round you can move faster than sound. That rhymed. Because I'm a cloud. That didn't rhyme.
Nice, this is almost becoming professional.
Should I,
Not quite, but nearly.
get Tasha's hideous laughter?
No, it's the worst spell in the entire world.
I'm trying to choose a
I'm
first
joking.
level spell.
A first level spell? Magic missile. Oh, you
I've already got that.
Catapult.
What's false life?
Catapult.
That's not a thing here.
That's in Xanathar.
False life. Oh, can I look at the Xanathar first level?
This is your. Oh god, I messed up. I started putting my stuff.
Let's go in another room to check the audio on that.
Hello, my
Greetings.
name is Tenday. I used to be called Tenday Dublin, but then I found out that I was adopted, and so
You're adopted kid.
I'm not called that anymore, which is lovely. You know, it is what it is. What it is.
It's yours.
Oh, looks awesome. Looks awesome. We've got like a split screen, it's cool.
Look, when I move my hand, look at this. Look at this. If I put it here on both cameras, look which one is faster. Look. Oh, where the spells are in this book. And do you know where the spells are in this book? In the spell book. In the I don't know, it's not on it. You can't.
Anti-life shot. If I cast contingency and then do it so when I reach under 30 hit points, it just immediately puts a anti-life shell around me and I can just walk away.
You've got an active contingency at the moment, have you?
Yeah,
for
when
your staff?
someone takes my staff away from onto
But
it,
what's the spell?
teleport. It teleports them back to me. I can't teleport the staff when it's out.
You can't do that because teleport's a 7th level spell, and contingency allows you to do. So you pick a 5th level spell
It's something.
or lower,
I
5th
can't-
or lower.
What was it? I forgot what it was.
We'll just figure it out now. That's what I'm saying. We've got time. But figure it out because you can't cast teleport on the object. That's a much higher level contingency.
Yeah.
Get inside player's handbook. Have a
No,
butcher's.
I'm just looking at what spell it can use.
So I remember you saying it would be something to do with the staff. You can't teleport it. You can misty step it. I don't know.
I don't think you can do that with an object.
No, but that's only 20 feet.
You could dimension door it. You know what I
I don't
mean?
have that spell.
So it's any 5th level or lower spell that gets triggered. With
What if I cast contingency at a high level though?
no,
Does that? I thought that worked.
no, you can't do it, love. Sorry, it's any 5th level or lower spell gets triggered. What do you want to have happen if somebody takes the staff?
I don't think about the staff now. There's nothing I can really do.
You can. No, you can think.
No, I
think.
don't have any.
You could
spells.
do like whole person. So as soon as they take the staff, whole
But it's
person
not
gets
like
triggered.
that. I want to take it if it gets stolen from me and I don't notice right away. As soon as it passes a certain area, it teleports back to me.
Got it. That would need priestly magic, word of recall.
Yes. And there's a spell that already.
But you
does
could do
that.
it if somebody tries to take it, they're immediately frozen. For example, like whole person.
But I don't have that spell.
Do you have a whole person?
You've got hold
Hmm.
monster, though, haven't you?
I have hold monster.
Well, you could cast that on a person. Let me just check the rules of that spell contingency because I want to be sure. Okay, wizard spells. What is it? 5th level spell? 7th level spell.
Anti-magic field is cool.
I want snare.
What? What's
It's
it do?
funny.
Get catapult.
No, I looked at it. I don't like it.
It's cool. I think it's only good with
You can just throw stuff. Why do you need a spell to do it?
because I saw this thing which is like you can put them in bag of holding after you cast catapult, and then once you turned it inside out, as many as you've cast, as many that can fill that bag of holding come flying out, and it will and you can instant kill anything in the game with it. But that's kind of more technical.
So, love, firstly, you haven't done it because you need a statuette of yourself carved from ivory and decorated decorated with gems.
No, over downtime, remember, I did it.
Yeah.
I'll allow it. Right. Choose a spell of 5th level or lower that you can cast that has a casting time of 1 action. You cast a spell called the contingent spell, blah, 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 and then it goes on, basically. So,
Dust Devil.
as part of casting contingency, expending spell slots for both, but the contingent spell doesn't come into effect. Instead, it takes effect when a certain circumstance occurs. You describe the circumstance, your staff being nicked. Yeah, nice. So the contingent spell takes effect immediately after. You can see like fireball. So someone takes the stuff, then it just explodes in their face. That would be hilarious. Well, have a think about it.
What about wall of stone all around me in a box if something attacked me that would result in my death?
You could. Well, you could do that with somebody that tries to take the staff, like
Yeah, just a
a
box
ball of stone around them. You know, I mean, but then they've got the staff, so they can play and shift away, presumably,
No,
or
because they
something
have to
else.
attune to it.
That's true. They can just sit in their stone blocks and attune.
Yeah,
They're like,
okay,
actually,
get
this
it.
is quite cool. This is perfect. Thank you. Yeah, you're on the outside. Hey, hey.
No, I have my tattoo that lets me face.
Okay. Well, just have a think about what your contingent spell is going to be
I just
before
said
we.
it.
What?
Wall of stone around people.
I get
They try
warding
and steal
wind.
my- I actually want that. That's cool.
So they're just basically they're enclosed like a cube on all sides.
A box.
No,
Yeah?
that would stop if it's probably a wizard that wants to take my staff and they can just teleport out of it. That's why I want like a higher level one. You should cast anti-magic field around them.
Yeah, you can't do that, I'm afraid.
Whole
I know.
person.
What 5th level spells have you got?
I have nothing that can really help me.
Well, just let's just be
Um,
creative. Let's see what happens.
Modify memory on them straight away. They
Yeah, the memory is like if when I'm holding the stuff, I need to let go of it straight
yeah,
away.
they
Great
remember
idea.
that if they hold the staff for 10 seconds, they instantly turn into a frog forever and die.
It's a little bit elaborate. Why don't you just be like they forget
They forget
why they wanted the staff?
and they don't want the staff anymore.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's what. Okay, I'll do that then.
great. All right, good. They'll still get the saving throw against modified
Yeah,
memory,
obviously.
but you know, yeah, it's pretty good. That's good. Ha ha! I have it. Why do I want this?
Okay, I'm just saying. I'm
That's so hilarious. Finally, I have.
What is this?
What's this piece of shit stuff? Oh god, that would be hilarious to roleplay. Okay.
My sword just comes back to me.
Yeah, I know.
How so?
Because I'm a Eldritch Knight.
Oh yeah.
So I could be like, hey, I'll give you my sword for information. And then we walk away and I just
Oh
get
my god,
sword.
that's so good.
I always love that idea.
I need a new spell book.
You certainly do.
I need a new spell.
Hey, Garland Design.
We like it.
We
Fapping
can send
around.
more.
Always cool.
Hat of Disguise. Who's got hat? Oh, Nympho's got it. Well of Many Worlds. Nympho's got Well of Many Worlds.
Well of Many
Something
Worlds.
we don't have a house.
Yeah, they know also it's a house. Just let me get my spell cards. Spell.
I only can get because they don't have spell cards for Xanathar's guide, do they?
Yeah, I've got them.
You do?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's how he's got. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, go check. Go grab
that's
the
how
thing.
I've got and it's Dust
Flames
Devil
of
and
Death
Misty
or whatever it's called. Flames of I will kill you.
Investiture of Flame.
That's it. Flames
I've
of
got some
Death.
really cool stuff like Ring of Stealth and everything. I always forget to use that.
That's really
I'm
good.
attuned to it. I want to get
You're in tune to Staff, Ring, and what else? Robes?
Ring of Protection.
Ring of Protection.
That's like
You're attuned to 2 rings and your staff.
Yeah.
Got it.
I just need Misty Step from here.
that's my
I think that's another feat as well, is having another attunement.
there's a one for I think it's homebrew though, but it's for what's it called? Zanlin's class, and it adds like a lot more attunement slots. Like I think 3 more.
Don't they just get it anyway? They get more.
He's got 5 attunement slots. Like, he's pretty bad at. So when you gave him all that stuff, he's pretty cool. So he's now got.
We gave some to the queens. Like we gave loads of magic items away. The only magic items I've got my
You
armor and
didn't
my
give that
sword.
much to him. You gave them Eyes of the Eagle, Dust of Disappearance, Keatone's Ointment. That's all.
And a potion.
Yeah, and a couple of potions. But that's fair. I gave you an ancient map, which you might be coming to need soon.
Oh yeah,
Because since we're going to somewhere, shit will be different. If you choose to go back this time, you may not. Right, I've got to organise this.
Danae lost the ability to Misty Step when she lost her paladin power.
Have you got it back?
Yeah.
Now you've got it at the arcane level.
And you're like,
Freak you! Misty Step.
you should go kill the ladies. No.
Okay.
And then become him.
What? Become the lady.
Become a lady and take you.
Kill him and become the lady.
What's the D&D stat block that is closest to an avatar of the god? What's the name of it again?
Somebody did one
It's
for
not solar. It's the not plan.
Tiamat's is the best. Tiamat's in Rise of Tiamat. Her stat block is pretty good.
Yeah, I know.
She can choose to ignore any spell 6th level or lower cast at her. She can just go no, and just like doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything. No save, no nothing. Just like no, thank you.
No, thank you.
5 legendary resistances.
So is the Xanathars just mixed in with all the others as
No,
well?
no, no. Hang on a sec.
That's magic.
I think you're looking at magic items, Charlotte.
I don't think they're in there.
Conjure volley. I think these. Hang on a minute. That's rangers.
That's a cleric.
Speaking
wait,
of
hang on.
bard.
What is it?
They're blue.
See these yellow ones here. Hang on.
They're blue. They're this color.
Monk.
Blue.
Thanks, love.
These are
Nice
paladin spells.
Yeah, but the other blue one.
That's not blue. Oh yeah, that is
Blue. That's not blue. It's blue. It's not blue. It's blue.
Okay. Fifth level for the 2. Dust Devil!
What's that?
Charlotte, keep track of how you cast because it's different from how he casts. Remember? So I think just what I'm saying is read up on prepared spells, all that
Oh
kind of
yeah,
shit,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
I've got to be strict because you guys are freaking powerful.
Can you not even kill it? It's just you can block a 10-foot cube with this like dust.
I
And
don't know what else to do.
and snare. Snare.
Yeah. First level.
Oh no, I'm forgetting to check.
Oh yeah, when I was Danae, no, when I am today. When I was a paladin, I had ceremony. I remember like.
Alright, good. When you were a nice person.
Hey, shut up! I still want to know what you meant by you've been betrayed. Right, I'm gonna go because now I've got new spells. I need to check my prepared spells and everything, so I will do that.
Alright. Start in about 5 minutes, right?
Yeah. Are you ripping it up?
You rip their ears off.
I bite their ears off. Look.
Oh my god!
That's a
His
very
face so like.
Wall surface area.
Charlotte,
Yeah?
can you take like a photo of the table or you and Billy and say like, come and join us, we're live?
Yeah.
Where's my phone? Yeah. It's here.
Where?
My phone.
Take a selfie. Say hello.
No, wait a second. Oh my god! Put it in that way.
You're not evil. Try again. I look stupid.
I look stupid.
Why do I always, this is my default thing.
It's so default. Okay.
No, I look evil.
You always look evil.
From a distance.
Right, the link is dnd.coach. That goes straight to our every 10 day YouTube channel.
I'm gonna make a post. I'm gonna use this picture. Next.
Put a little filter on
Yeah,
it because
that's what I was doing.
Instagram likes that. Okay. Oh, so much to keep track of at the minute.
Does.
Pick it up.
Come and join us. We're live at. Oh, what me?
www.
www.
DND. Oh, Finley, check in the cupboard. There's chocolate biscuits if you prefer those.
Is that going to be a link?
No, but people can type it in, can't
D&D dot
they? .coach.
coach.
Put it in your bio. Just put underneath. Put link.
In my Dineo bio.
No, in the hang on, let me check what's in our bio. You're posting this today or every 10 day, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's see what we got going on.
What?
Every10day.com.
What coach?
Link in bio. Just put link in bio. I'm typing it in.
Bio weapon. Link in bio weapon. Dot. Hashtags. Hashtag everything. D&D. Hashtag Dungeons and Dragons. Hashtag
Hashtag. Hashtag.
and DM Sandy. Both. Never enough hashtags. Just put loads.
What do you usually put as hashtags? I put D&D, Dungeons and Dragons.
DM
Every-
Sandy. MD. Both. Which some people can't spell ampersand.
Excuse me. Right.
You actually used it from the table.
Dragons.
Can't get it posted, get your spells
I'm trying
sorted.
to
You got all your
hashtag.
spells sorted? Prepared spells sorted? Okay.
Pencil. I don't have a pencil. Where's my pencil gone? And that.
No, that's my one.
There's one in there. Look, right there in that pot.
This
Pick
one.
one.
Let me see which
Just
one.
pick one, love. It doesn't matter. They all work.
I'll do for now. Check it.
Sweet. Oh, I trust you. Do it.
Alrighty. Doesn't say anything about preferred spells.
Okay. I think it's just spells you can cast
Yeah.
per day, right?
Druids, every single time they prepare spells in the morning, they choose new spells.
The paladins do that too.
Or just didn't realise for like a year.
Say that again.
Every time a druid prepares their spells, they choose new spells. They can.
Yeah,
Yes.
paladins do that too.
But
Yeah, you can cast any from the
But
list.
I
That's
didn't
right.
know.
That's right. And there's a few that you've always got prepared, and that's the oath ones.
Yeah.
be cool if there was a clause that you have to choose new spells every day. Can't cast
You
spells.
have to.
Yeah, it's like chaos wizard. Wizard. Yes. Yes.
Where are those biscuits then? There you got them. Can you chuck me one? Thanks.
Very simple.
There you go. Cheers.
You're welcome. I mean,
No, you're right.
he said cheers.
Who's ready?
Hang
Hang
on
on,
one
Mama.
second. I just need to organise myself.
Prepare yourself. Remove yourself. Remove yourself.
Nice. Oh, that's what I don't have.
The only thing about this is you can't see who's watching.
No, it's okay. I can track comments coming through here, actually. Hang on.
This is like my most important gaming thing, and I didn't have it.
Don't shut the door, love. Keep that open. Cheers.
There's a candle. Indeed, this is a magic item. It's cool. And it's like, no, not a candle. It's like a bottle. It's not the iron flask, but it's like. It's an
What are you talking about?
it's an ever smoking bottle, and it just smoking and drinking, and then the iron cloth is amazing. It's like you can trap a Trask in it, and then you can charm it, and it does your bidding. It's strong.
I listened the other night just to like 12 hours of Skyrim music to fall asleep.
Nice.
Never should have done it. You had. Suddenly just played that. Wake up and cold sweat. Used to fall asleep to that.
Finley, could you pass me the blue pencil behind you, please? Thanks.
We used to also fall asleep to that show, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Skyrim music is very calming, and the sounds of Skyrim. You know when we lived in Greenwich,
Yeah.
and you'd play Skyrim as we fell asleep. That's
Yeah.
why it's calming.
Everyone ready, in the right mood for their character?
Yep.
All right, let's begin. Just give me a minute with voices. Hang on. You are welcome to Nevermelt. Right, good boy. That's right. It's Gilgard.
Hello, I sometimes forget that name. Okay, got it.
Yes. And my friends. Okay, good.
And I saw somebody who was talking earlier in the other room, and I was like, "What? I thought you were just speaking to yourself like
Yeah.
that." And I was like, "Okay,
What
he's
noise are
deranged
you
now."
making? All right. Welcome to another episode of Every Tenday, where Dad plays D&D with his kids.
Hello.
Hi.
We join you in the very comfortable, warm, plush, red and black adorned chambers of that have been your home for many weeks now, many 10 days, in Nevermelt. The enormous multi-mile long, mostly subterranean, vast library, far, far to the north of Aeon, far from any civilization. The last few 10 days have been mainly a very isolated journey inwards into the books that surround you, and you found that you all left behind something important in terms of memories and gave great gifts in order to gain entrance. The chief scholar of Nevermelt, your host, and a largely, should we say, welcoming host, is the very slightly eerie, seemingly ever-present Armand Valentino, one of the three magisters of Aeon and Horizon. He has been really the only other person that you've seen here, other than the ever-present imps that will bring you food, help you in accessing various tomes and grimoires and books throughout this enormous, sprawling, city-sized library. It is just Danae, Elowin, Kilgar, and Zanlin, and you have spent days upon days studying here in this library. And it seems that the library almost has a strange sentience to it. It's due to what you left behind and the gifts you brought. You found that has almost guided the books that have been available to you. Almost like snow blindness in places when you delve deeper into this vast, vast, dark, glassy, volcanic rock library. Some areas, it's almost like you can't view the spines of certain books. No matter how much you rub your eyes and try to focus and find it, certain things elude you. but not much, because of what you left behind and because of the gifts you brought, and the gifts and memories given by your friends as well. And so because of this, Nevermelt has offered up many, many clues. You found one tiny clue to magic that would enable you not to just speed yourself up so that time would seem to stop, but you found a clue that it would be possible to actually travel through the passageways, the corridors of time itself. In so finding this, I think you rolled something like a 32 or a 33, and so doing so, you attracted the attention of one of the other magisters. There are three: Armand the Red, Trevelyan the Black, and Oshan the White. Trevelyan the Black seemed very curious with your research. And it was finally revealed by him in a meeting of the three magisters that chronomancy, magic solely concerned with manipulating and wielding time, both as a device for travel, as a weapon, was a thing going back many thousands of years. And it seems from the hint and from what you recall that Trevelyan the Black may yet be a wielder of chronomancy. You discovered in your research, through countless days of study, cross-study, research, referencing, that there was no way in bar one to stop Eurishnik as it currently is in this time. You found scant clue of a very powerful scroll that actually set Eurishnik, once a goodly artifact, and set it in polarity, scourged its very goodness and set it to polarity. Eurishnik was created from the love of the dwarves and the elves 1,500 years ago to keep back a rift in the prime material plane that the dwarves uncovered with their endless digging down. And this rift had opened into the negative plane. The negative plane is to the Shadowfell as the Shadowfell is to the prime material plane, a place of true enervantic evil, darkness, sucking the life from everything, and a place that yielded up, that belched up hideous monstrosities of which you only got scant reference to. Eurishnik was created, this mighty artifact, to hold back this portal, to at least keep at bay that which was trying to come through. But it was corrupted. It was corrupted by Estelar, one of the first elves, who, in an act of seeming vengeance in your study, was in love deeply with a dwarven woman. And in spite of the multi-century relationships between the elves and the dwarves, such a thing was still forbidden. And it escalated to the point where the dwarves killed the dwarven woman and marked Estelar as Dahalek, traitor. And seemingly in an act of heartbroken vengeance, Estelar came by a scroll of scourging and managed to somehow rupture the artifact and turn it, pervert it, make it do the very opposite of what it was designed to do, to further rend open this hole in the planes, to bring seeping forth enervantic energy into the prime material that has so far blasted a huge portion of the heart of the continent that you all count as home. And Estelar fled. And down the centuries that would follow, he would turn. First, the hive mind of the Illithids would take over. And this story, you already know of him. His will, his rage, his vengeance, his desire for corruption was enough to allow him to keep some of his sentience, even when the mind flayers took over, even when the mind worms took over his brain. And down the centuries, in an effort to forestall his death, and keep him alive, in a sense, he turned to lichdom. And finally, the character that you defeated, Luther. You have discovered that really, save for if you could find a similar scourge, such power that would swing the artifact back to a creation of good, the only other way, the only reasonable way to stop Eurishnik would be to go back down the passages of time and somehow look to prevent some of these dark deeds that happened from ever having happened. And in your final act, before we pick back up where we left off, Elowin has cast Legend Lore in an effort to find out more about a stone, a mythical stone that enables some form of manipulation of time and travel down the passages of time, similar to the chronomantic effects you've researched. And you come now out of your vision, a vision that had you soaring up through mountains to an exceptionally tall one with a flattened top. Upon the top of this mountain, this great mountain, hidden within the mists that perpetually shroud its peak, a ruined monastic temple. And the last thing you remember in your vision is a hooded figure, faceless with the darkness cast by the hood, sitting in a meditative trance, this time stone floating towards him and becoming lost in the shadows of his cloak. So we rejoin you in your study, in your living quarters. Tenday, Elowin, Kilgar, Zanlin, what would you like to do?
What did you see, Owen? There was this mountain, taller than all the others around it. Went up into the clouds and surrounded by mist. At the top, which would have normally been a peak, it was completely cut off, flat at the top, like a plateau. As I went further into closer to the mountain, on top, it must have been the monk. He was sitting. He had the Renaissance stone in his possession, and I just couldn't see his face at all. Hood.
So he's on a mountain somewhere.
You wouldn't know it's you would deduce that it's a monk from Trevelyan's sarcastic quip.
He's on a mountain. Did you recognize the mountain?
It was too low.
I ain't never heard of no flattened mountain top in Aeon. I mean, we know about a Crayon mountain, but that's a city on top. It's not flattened.
I saw a massive forest below it. Did I see? I saw other mountains around it.
Roll a perception check. We're going to use this as memory. You've just come out of a really mental vision.
24.
Yeah, you did notice. But the mountains and the forests seemed, what's the word? They didn't seem like from a Crayon is a mainly temperate climate, right? It's a mainly northern hemisphere. You're now in snowy, so it's kind of northern hemisphere. With 24, with your memory, you didn't notice that kind of vegetation. It was like a different part of the world. That's the best that you could tell. It's the best that you could tell.
Yeah, I don't think it's Crayon. It didn't seem like it.
Maybe we can see if we can find out about it here.
We're in the library.
Maybe somewhere in Horizon, maybe in I don't know.
We need to study a map, I think.
What does this mean? Time stones and traveling down passages of time and stuff. What are we doing?
It seems like the only way to stop Eurishnik is we can't stop it this time. We might have to go back before it was ever corrupted.
Or we could find, or we could happen upon a spell scroll of Scourge,
Yeah.
which I don't think is going to happen. It's not going to fall on our heads from a tree.
Seems like we have more reading to do.
Yeah. We should definitely. Okay,
All right, so what would you like to do?
we're gonna go back to reading.
I'm gonna, Danae, do you want to learn some more?
I need to.
Well, just remember the time of day it is and when you've done this. So
What's
you've
the
just
time?
come from it's late afternoon. You've just come from the meetings with the Magisters that ended oddly, but ended nevertheless.
Right, so maybe we should start further research tomorrow.
Yeah, can I train with you, please? Do the,
Right. Yes. Okay.
you teach me.
You want to do 6 hours?
Yes.
Okay.
What do I roll again? Intelligence or Arcana? Arcana.
Do you?
Straight up. Okay.
Okay, nice. 28.
11.
Got one level up.
Okay, well, thanks. So 12. And
Okay,
then-
you study for 6 hours. You're a bit distracted because of all the weird happenings.
Probably go to sleep after that too.
Long rest it.
Yeah.
Okay. Danae, I would like you to go ahead and make a wisdom check, please. Wisdom save, actually, please.
18.
Good to know. You settle down on your 20. Your 26th day at the library. The Enovantic spread in Lancaster Isle, Gloucester Isle, excuse me, will hit in 42 days. That 100 is fast dwindling.
Yeah.
But now that you understand that there is nothing in this time that you can do, it does make you think slightly differently about things. Okay, you'll settle down after summoning various mealtime, delights for your evening's gustatory explorations. You settle down to you settle down to a long rest. I'd like you both to go ahead and just straight roll a d20 for me, please. One at a time. Don't let them clash.
7. 20.
20, good, okay. You have separate chambers that lead off of this main lounge chamber.
Mm-hmm.
You awaken. But you're not sure as you awaken, was I ever asleep? Or have I just been sitting here thinking, or am I even dreaming now? You're not sure. In your vast bedchambers, glassy black floor with beautiful thick woven rugs, the plush red bed linen over you, the four-poster with these beautiful red silks hanging down, and beyond the red silks, just the blackness of the room, and a few red leather stitched sofas and chairs around. It's an odd environment. What would you like to do?
I'll just try and go back to sleep.
Much as you try to refine sleep, you find that you cannot. Hear your name whispered. Is it in this room? Or is it outside? You're not sure.
I'm gonna light. Is there a candle next to my bed?
You can light one if you'd like.
Yeah.
You have dark vision, so
Oh,
you
yeah.
can. You can. The room. There is a sourceless light, dim light everywhere anyway
Okay.
in the
I
library.
want to make it bright light. I'm gonna light a candle.
That doesn't make it bright, but you do light a
I'm
candle
scared.
that reflects in the walls, the glassy black walls, both below, above you on the ceiling, and to the side of you.
Okay. Eloise, are you okay? Do you need help?
As you open your mouth to utter words, you feel you're saying them, but you can't hear your own words.
This is weird.
So that your own words echo in your own mind, but you don't feel that they're utterances out in the air.
I'm gonna put my hand to my mouth as I speak. Does it move?
Your mouth isn't moving now.
Okay. Is that you, Element? I'm gonna keep trying anyway because I'm weird.
You try for a while, a few moments, you shout out, nobody responds.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
So I can see the whole room. Okay. Is there anything there?
Make a perception check.
12.
Noticing.
Okay.
Over where the door is, this rough-hewn metal door set in the glassy black rock. Around the edges of the door, you notice growing in intensity, moment by moment, a white light coming in from the edges of the door.
I'm gonna pinch myself.
Okay, you pinch yourself.
Okay. No. Alright. Elowen, are you up? I still think
The
it's
walls,
just
remember, you've got to remember, the entire wall, these aren't wooden walls, it's a thick volcanic rock everywhere and it's shiny and thick. Your voice doesn't penetrate the room. You feel positive with that.
Okay. Okay, I'll get up then.
Okay, you've been sitting on the edge of the bed with the little candlestick. You get up.
With the candle. Then I'll go over to the door.
Okay, go to the door.
There's no point talking. Okay, I'll open the door.
Okay. You open the door. And it is a bright day on the path from Kirsten down to Echoville.
Okay, this isn't making any logical sense. Do I know if do I feel like I'm dreaming? Is this like a lucid dream?
You've just
situation?
opened the door onto the pathway. You know it well. It's that double track path all the way down that you've taken many times on your journey from Kirsten down to your adoptive parents.
All
And
right.
It's a beautiful day.
Well, I'm meant to stay in the library. I'm not gonna go out.
You're going to what, sorry?
I'm gonna go back into my room and sit on my bed.
Okay, as you go to shut the door, you're just in the black room.
Yeah.
Still.
Okay.
Through the door, though, through the gaps in the door, you can hear the sounds.
Okay. I'll go sit on my bed.
Tenday,
Who is it?
come and join us out here.
Do I
Join me. Come and join me.
do I feel compelled to join this person?
I feel compelled. You can do whatever you like.
Okay, I'm gonna sit on my bed.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Uh, 14. 27.
Okay. You sit on the edge of the bed, you're like, the white light that comes, spills around the gap in the door, that wavers slightly as if, you know, branches in the direct line of the light would make that, and you can hear the
I'm gonna
sounds.
look at my hand.
It's your hand.
Really? Do the lines look the same? So I'm not dreaming. Wait, okay. I'm gonna. Is there any reflective surface in this room?
All the walls are
I'm gonna
reflective.
look at myself.
It's you.
Okay. Oh, I can't talk. Okay. I'm gonna open the door again.
Okay. Opens out.
I'm gonna look around. Is there anyone there?
Make a perception check.
20.
About 200 yards down the path, you see a bright figure emitting light, a bit like, you know, when Gandalf comes back as Gandalf the White, and at first can't quite see him. See this white robed figure, white haired, you can just make out with a 20, but radiating a lot of light.
I'm going to, since I can't talk, and since you don't see.
No, it feels like you can talk. Just you noticed in your room
Got my
that when
mouth.
you shouted out Elowin, you shouted more with your mind. That's all you know.
Okay, I'll say hello. What's going on?
The figure stops, is holding a staff, stops and turns and goes, "Come with me. We cannot talk here." You recognize the voice.
Who? What?
Oshan.
Oh,
Oshan,
okay.
the White Magister.
Alright, I'll go after him then.
Okay. He just turns and keeps walking, so you have to catch him up.
Hey, yeah, hang on.
Okay. So you've seen him, 8 hours before? He just seems to be walking along the path. As you get closer to him, the light emitting from him dims until as you catch up with him, it's the kindly looking, almost ageless, very hard to place him. Yellow eyes like yours, glowing with a kind of a celestial light.
Oh.
He goes, "Welcome, my child."
Where are we?
Oh, I got done quite a long time trying to answer those questions. Neither here nor there. You just, as you're walking, you feel the crunch of the grass and the stones and the hard packed earth beneath your feet. Your adoptive parents are maybe another 10 miles this way. The same way I'm able to be with you now.
Okay. Is there something you want to talk to me about? Why are we?
Make a perception check.
4. Oh, yeah, 4.
Okay. How are you feeling?
I'm alright. I'm a little tired from the researching.
I don't have much time, but Trevelyan broke our laws. That was the sound you heard. He broke a divine law, but as such, it gave me an opportunity to balance it. He said too much. I get to say too much. So, if there was anything that you wanted to ask, you can, and I can answer you here.
But why are you asking me? I'm not the one with the brains. I'm not the one with the. You should have.
No,
talked to
but
Alex.
you have a heart, child. You have a heart.
Okay.
What took you away from Palladius? You've been asked that a lot.
I've been asked that so many times. I don't know why.
You need an answer if you don't have one yet.
Yeah. I mean, I'm formulating an answer, but I'm not sure it's easy to say out loud.
That is the best answer. I'm a paladin too, you know,
Oh, really?
of Palladius.
I see.
Not nearly as powerful as when you were to the heights of your piety to him, but yes, as well as weaving magics, I pray to him. Her. It. What is it really? We have an opportunity here while you sleep.
I am sleeping.
Yes.
Knew it.
Yes, you've maybe read one of those books that if you look in a mirror, you wake up. That's all old wives'
Oh,
tales.
dang it.
I get to share a secret, but I don't know which secret you might like to know. But I get to balance the wrong, the Trevelyan. I would have gone to visit your friend, him with the very keen mind. He could be one of us easily, but his keen mind also makes him fixate on things. He will go deep into a subject and fixate upon that, whereas you, I have noticed, you are often better at being able to see the bigger picture and maybe the wisdom of your quest. So we have here in Dream World maybe a few days, but I needn't delay you from your life and your regular dreams that long. But if there was a question you had, I have the capacity to answer it without retribution from antiquity.
Okay. Let me think. Like, okay.
Is there anything that you would know, or anything that concerns you, or perhaps a piece of information that your quest rests upon?
Yeah, yes. I wish to know how the time works. Okay, say I'll explain myself. Say if we were to go back and destroy Eurishnik before it's corrupted or something, if we came back, would the timeline be messed up? I don't know how it works. I'm not sure if you do, but that's my question.
Oftentimes people think that Trevelyan being the black and me being the white mean that somehow we are in a state of conflict with each other, but it is not the case. My use of magic is to encourage its wonderful creation, like this dreamscape. We could be anywhere right now, but I thought that this might be meaningful for you.
Yeah.
And you haven't seen grass and trees for nearly a moon, so I thought this would be nice. But as magisters, we are honor bound. No, more than that, bound to antiquity to share with each other. So I know a little. Any changes that you make in the past will have a ripple effect when you return.
Meaning?
There is one passage of time, and to change it in the past will have echoes in the future.
So, if we were to destroy Rishnik, the grey wastes would disappear?
I cannot say. Such things will obviously have to be considered, whether you do it here or once you get back there. But all I know from what little Trevelyan has revealed to me, I rolled a 28, so I remember quite a bit. All I recall is that the bigger the ripples, the greater the chance for catastrophe. Trevelyan once told me, he said, brother, make any changes small, tiny, and subtle.
Right. The bigger the changes, the greater the chance for catastrophe.
Unforeseen catastrophe. I mean, let us think of some scenarios. What would you do?
So, either kill Estelar, what was his name? Yeah,
Estelar.
Estelar.
So if you were to kill him, the dwarves and the elves, well, the rift would still have occurred deep under the ground. Eurishnik would still be created. It would still be positively holding back the rift into the negative plane, and the entity that you knew as Luther would never have existed, which would mean that the princes of the principality to the south, Kurth, would never have become corrupted. I heard the legends of you forcing back Blackvine. It seems that Luther had some small. It means none of that would have
We
happened.
have no fame. Oh.
You see what I mean?
Oh no!
Catastrophe. None of your great endeavors would have occurred. In fact, your first endeavors, they are written here in the library, the Dragon Spear.
Yeah.
Even that would not have occurred.
We would just be like level.
Would you even have encountered the dead merchant with the plea to get Silverglade because Dragon Spear is alive, as it is written in one of our most recent tomes that Armand keeps, documenting the passage of significant events? Even that would not have occurred.
Okay.
You and your friend would have killed a troll, found a dead merchant, gone home to a meager reward for such an action.
How much of hang on.
You see what I mean by ripples,
No,
yes?
No, I gave up the memory of our first meeting, so I'm not sure if I remember that.
Well, the trolls you would, but
Okay.
that's fine. You see what I mean by ripples.
Yeah.
So a seemingly subtle change to kill one man, to kill one elf.
What if we went and didn't kill Estelar, and we didn't destroy the artifact before it was corrupted? What if we took a copy of the Scourge scroll? I'm not sure how magic works, or if you can copy scrolls.
Well, let us think.
Because then we could come back to this time and then cast it on Eurishnik now and change it back.
Well, a persuasion check. This is just to see how much he's, because you're kind of having this intellectual debate with him.
19.
Nice. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Would you want to stop Estelar's vengeance, which has echoed down nearly 1,500 years? Probably not. But he did have one action, which was using that cursed scroll. Is there a way that you could stop that event from happening?
We take the scroll.
You would also save many dwarven lives. So many thousands were killed at the portal, the rift between the planes. You would save dwarven lives, you would save the entire forest. Aeon would remain a lush and green continent. But what's to say the other ripples that may have occurred? Evil, they say, creates a vacuum. The vanquishing of evil creates a vacuum. You have discovered this already.
If we took the scroll, then the Grey Wisps would never be formed. But that doesn't necessarily mean Estelar wouldn't go on to become Luther.
But you don't want to stop such a thing from happening.
No.
No. Him using the scroll was separate from his vengeance. It was an act of vengeance, but it didn't satiate his vengeance. If anything, it embittered him to... I have done, let me just see how much I've read about that. 27. Okay. What little research I've done on Luther Sanjalak, or whatever his name is.
Sunshine.
Sanjalak, thank you. The dwarves killing one of their own simply because she loved him and he loved her is actually a tragedy. And it caused him, the seed that opened up in him was to see those that he once saw as friends to be corrupt. And he started to see the entire world as such, everybody a liar deep in their hearts. And over time, he came to accept that and to think that perhaps that was the way of things, as you know. Would you change that by preventing him from that act of vengeance? I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah.
But you would have to be at the exact place at the exact time to stop him using the scroll. And you only have, at the moment, one source of information about the scroll. I'm limited in how much more I can share. But if you have one more question, I may be able to answer it.
Like, how much do you know? Like, do you know personal things?
About?
Like, okay, so me and Ellen were traveling, and we do our usual stop at the celestial realm. And I hear in my mind, I'm not sure if I was just being delusional, but someone said that I had been betrayed, and I wish to know if you know anything
Let's
about
face clouds over. Make a persuasion check and roll high if you want a good answer.
Okay. Oh. 30?
Really?
Yeah.
What was my first question to you when we started walking?
Why did I stray from Palladius?
Try to tell me. Try to find an answer. Not a philosophical answer. Speak from your heart. Who have you spoken to about such things? Who have you had discussions with about such things?
My sister?
Search your heart more deeply to that question. Who have you had discussions with about your faith and belief?
Brilliant.
The most.
What?
Ocean disappears. He
Okay.
goes, search your heart.
Okay.
You stand in the middle of the pathway.
So I don't get to go back. Okay.
Can't believe you're all 30.
All right. Bye. I'll start walking back to the door and the thing,
Sure.
and I'll go back and sit on the bed and try and go to sleep this time.
Sure. Okay. You go back, you walk several miles back up the path, and there in the middle, hovering, is this black doorway that you open back into your room. And you uneasily go back to your bed, lie down, and that dream fades away. You go back into your long, long rest.
Okay, good.
You awaken, all of you, the next morning, after having enjoyed a long rest, so all hit points back. Do your prepared spells for the day. You wake half an hour earlier to mark all 23 of your prepared spells.
Good morning.
Right, kids, what are we doing today then?
Everybody.
More freaking reading.
I had a visit last night.
What's that? What are you whispering, babe girl?
I had a visit.
She whistle, what? She said something.
Guys, I had a visit last night from
Nobody's here in this
from-
bloody lately.
No, I was in a dream.
Was who?
Ocean.
The white one.
Yes.
Right.
So, since Trevelyan had spoke too much,
Lass, it was just a dream. It's okay. You don't have to tell us. Dreams are just dreams, you know.
no,
I mean, sometimes I used to have dreams, you know, a mate of mine was mean to me and I'd be like, hey, you and me. And he'd be like, it was a dream.
no, I think this was different.
Oh, dear. Okay. Tell us what happened.
Okay.
Tenday,
So-
come on. You got it.
What is this? You must speak. What happened?
Yes, I had a dream.
Dreams matter, especially if they're your dreams. We've learned. You have crazy dreams. Why is it always you?
I don't
It's a
know.
very
I
normal man.
walked out the door. I'm sorry, I was in a room. And I walked out this door and I was on the path, like on the way to Echoville. And Oshan was there. And he
Yeah.
said, since Trevelyan had spoken too much and tipped the balance.
Is this still a dream or is this?
The
You
thing
actually
is,
went
I
there.
don't know. I think like it felt very real, and I'm not sure if wizards have that capability of perhaps doing
You know
that.
this. Yeah, there's a spell called Dream. You can
Yeah,
do
I
it.
clicked to the page that I have this spell. Yes, that looks like it. And so, since Trevelyan spoke too much, Ocean said he could balance it out
I
and
get it.
and
Right,
answer
what did he
questions.
say, lass?
Right,
What
so
did you
I
ask?
was
Did you ask when he cast Scourge on the thing?
No, I asked.
Let us speak, laddie. What happened?
Well, the thing is, we don't know about time. So I asked how time works, and
Yeah,
if we change something in the future, no, in the past,
Aye.
whether it would change now. And he said, the bigger the change, the bigger the chance for catastrophe.
Oh,
So-
shite.
Eloin, if we killed Estelar, then we wouldn't. We're not to do because.
Hang on. Let her talk, lad.
Okay.
If we
I
killed
just-
Estelar, then
I'll plan.
That's what I was thinking of doing. If I just stick my axe in the
yeah.
big head,
But that's
then
the
we
thing.
never have to have lost Ariel or any of that.
But then we would have never actually, we would have just gone out, fought that troll, and then go home, and we wouldn't have done Dragon Spear. We wouldn't have fought Luther.
What's up with that?
We would have never met. We would have.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't have met you.
Strange.
Aye.
So look, what I was thinking is, we go back. We either get the scroll.
Still be a lot simpler. You might have had a nicer life, not fighting and being in hell.
But that's some of the stuff that's defined who we are now. We can't just give that up.
Aye,
Say
but what if we
Ariel.
come back and a whole bunch of other stuff will have defined us?
Yeah. Hang on, because I would have never met Nimblefoot. I would have never learnt about the
Ah,
past.
you'll meet the
I
laddie
would
at
have
some
known
point.
my sister.
Well, aye, but you'd still be with your sister, eh?
You would have never. Your house.
I
would
would.
have
I
never
would.
burned down.
Oh my god, my house would never have been. My parents would.
Right,
still
they
be
were
around.
all wrapped up in the Soul Haven, which was to do Luther. None of that shite. Your parents might still be alive. I say, axe in head, take care of it all.
I don't think so. It would have saved many people, but
All the lives, boy.
we would have
Because
saved.
that one shite, that tentacle face.
Going to save more.
I'll find you. We could leave notes for each other. I could write a note now. We could leave notes when we go back. I'll leave a note saying, go and find the redhead coordinator and make friends with her. We leave them.
Yeah, but you would have never written that.
No, I write it in the past and I leave it somewhere where I'll find it when I'm born.
How will the notes survive time?
I write it on a bit of stone or
I
something.
don't think this is a good idea.
I think it's a great idea. We could take care of so many troubles.
Speaking of Ariel, what
Aye.
happened again? We never really.
I don't
found
know.
out.
I was under the ground asleep, wasn't I?
Look. The
I
thing
can
is-
tell. You
Oh, yeah,
remember?
sorry, yeah. Do you have any-
Aye, she was I thought we spoke about this the other
Yeah,
day.
we were. I just want to recap.
Yeah. She was Dolgaloth take her and torture her. And because Dolgaloth is worst evil. And we rescue her and fight Dolgaloth Avatar and just get away barely. But Ariel is crazy from being tortured for so long.
What kind of spells would a spell be able to help her?
Greater restoration,
Maybe.
I believe, or a few.
She's not happy.
Anyway, I'm not sure why this is relating to.
I have my
Sarah's-
eye and arm ripped off and beaten with my own arm. Do not laugh. It's not funny.
Do not laugh. I'm not laughing. But you've got them back now. Look, this isn't relating to what we were just talking about.
just
Look,
we
we
brought
s-
up now.
None of that would have happened.
Yeah.
I'm with Kilgar.
I can fix Ariel then.
Yeah, we can fix her.
But all the death, all the what you remember
I've got a better idea.
the red dragon down at the rift. All of those people killed, and that's just one battle. Watersmeet would no longer be ruined.
I've got a better idea. We don't kill him. We steal the Scourge spell.
That's what I was trying to say. We just take the scroll, and then we come back here and we can cast it on
No,
the
because he
Rishnik.
would have never had it in the first place.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we just take the scroll.
We come back here and then we rip it in half.
Right. Or we can use it on Tiamat.
No. Use it on. Wait a second. So Luther, I was just thinking, Luther he had the phylactery, right? That we destroyed with the wish spell.
Uh-huh.
After we killed him, we searched his lair, and we found the ring, but
The 3 wishes.
his phylactery was still there. Well, we searched the lair,
Yeah.
and it wasn't destroyed yet.
His
It
phylactery
survived.
was in a crayon.
I know, but that means. Wait, that might mean. I'm just saying that if we destroyed it after we had killed him, at least like an hour later or something, would he have already come back to life from his phylactery that wasn't destroyed yet?
We didn't wait an hour.
We searched his lair, and then we found the wish spell. The wish ring.
Yeah. So what are you trying to say? You think he has a clone?
I don't know. I'm just
I mean-
You don't really know. You haven't done much study into how liches work and how that works. You can study it here if you'd like to.
But Saria had a clone.
Saria is definitely still alive. We know
Well,
that
she had a
for sure.
clone.
Yeah.
So if she had a clone, why wouldn't Luther have a
because
clone?
we destroyed his phylactery, which destroys him, I think.
Oh yeah.
If you destroy the phylactery first, it destroys the lich, I think. I don't know. I'm not a lich.
Anyway,
Anyway, sorry.
Go on, girl. What else?
oh yeah. Oh well, apart from the time travel thing, I asked another question. I didn't tell you this because I completely forgot. But when we plane shifted, we stopped by the celestial realm, and I heard a voice that said, "Tenday, you've been betrayed."
Blimey. Life's so complicated.
I know. And so I asked Ocean who that might be. And he said people that I've been talking about Palladius to.
No, it's not me, all right? You've talked a little bit about him, but I ain't betrayed you, all
Are
right?
you sure?
Ain't no grass, girl. I tell you.
Not me. I think not me.
Definitely not me, trust me.
I don't know who else.
Who betrayed you?
I don't know.
Did you ask him? Did he tell you? Did you
Well, he had to kind of leave.
figure it out?
He couldn't say that much. He said people that I've been speak to.
Who you speak to about?
I've spoken to. Well, this is a while ago. I spoke to my sister about it. I've spoken to Glint about it. I doubt he'd betray me. Who else is a right? I can't remember. Can I see if Danae remembers?
You can't roll to see whether you remember.
I can't remember.
You barely speak to us about him. You're very private about your faith.
I know.
You've always been private.
So
We all know this. Is trying to get you to speak about your God. They're trying to turn lead into gold, although Noam's pretty good at that. But you don't speak about it. So who do you speak to about it? We're gonna find out.
Hey, if somebody's messing with you, lass, we gotta.
I know, and I'm trying to remember. I can't remember who we've spoken to.
Tenday, remember. Go back into your mind and remember it.
Do you remember?
You've spoken about.
You had that.
You still have that book of glint in your bag holding. You said you once spoke to him. You've spoken to.
It's a bloody angel.
Yeah, like a servant of Prometheus. Wait, so do you have that new feat? Is it within this month? Because you're always with me, so maybe I spoke.
You haven't read that book
probably-
until you're at the castle, since you've been at the
No,
castle.
not the book.
What?
Saying he has that feat now, right?
Probably roleplay that in.
You've been at the thing nearly a
A
month.
keen mind. Does he?
Yes,
have...
no, I hear you, and I'm
Oh.
saying you've been at the library almost a month.
Okay.
So really, you can only remember back until just before you bounced up to that. You know, a few days before then. In terms of keen mind, you can remember everything up until since the meeting with the queens, with the two queens.
Right. And have I spoken to anyone in that time period?
I don't think so. Why are you asking me?
She hasn't. You don't
You've
remember
got
if she
keen
has.
mind.
What now? Didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I do have a keen mind. Yes.
Well, he said.
Your sister, I mean, listen, don't want to start a fight here. She's not got a great track record, has she?
No.
You know what I mean?
Hey, but that's because influenced by Luther.
But she seemed all right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would somebody whisper you've been betrayed in the golden place, you know, the middle,
Yeah.
about your sister?
I don't think it is her.
Who the bloody hell's whispering to you when you land places anyway?
I don't know.
Well, what was it? What was the voice like?
I've never heard it before.
Well, can you ask the DM what the voice was
What's
like?
the voice like? Was it male?
It was neither male nor female. It was within you as much as it was without. And it echoed through your body. It was a bit like in the dream, right? It was a bit like the voice didn't seem to have a source. It was like through you, this voice.
So it didn't seem to have a source, and it didn't seem male or female, and it was kind of like all around.
Hey. Okay, that gives us a lot to work on. What are we doing today?
So
I think we need to do some more reading.
I'm planning.
At this point, Kilgar's summoned some breakfast and is chowing down on a great leg of some huge, like a turkey or something. Feel like we probably got to do some more reading, right? What are we reading about?
Time travel.
I'm going to go.
That's beyond
I'm
us,
going to
Gal.
say, excuse me for a second. I go into my quarters.
Yes.
I take out my. Do I have my traveling scrying board with me?
You use your staff as your focus.
Oh, yeah.
So, no. But if you do want to scry, you can use your staff as the focus
I
for
lay my
that.
staff on the floor and scrying is prepared.
It's definitely prepared.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Um,
Who would you like to scry on?
Okay, take out my staff. I'm gonna scry on Saria.
Okay.
She has to make a save.
Yeah. What's your spell save DC?
20.
You get yourself comfortable. Put the staff across your lap as you sit down. Try to reach out into the arcane weave across the miles to try and find her. And like trying to grasp smoke in the wind, you're unable to find her. You come out frustrated.
Easy at that big rose gem thing. Oh yeah, that was overpowered. I'm gonna.
So mark off the spell slot.
Yeah, I did. I'm going to just attempt. Just check. I'm just gonna see if I can scry on Luther, even though I think he's dead. I'm just gonna attempt.
Sure, great, okay. Let me just think. Siri, you didn't fully destroy his remains.
They just turned to dust. There's nothing there.
Yeah, so that's kind of all that's left of him. So there's no need to roll.
He's just singing.
Put it across your lap, so mark off the slot again, cast it again, and you very quickly find yourself, you were there not that long ago, if you recall, back in that chamber.
I couldn't find it where he was because I wanted to.
And there's you know, like looking through a greased up lens, like a fisheye lens, you kind of, it wavers slightly, but you're back in that room with the rotten hive mind in the pool. There is a few scraps of stuff all around. It's greatly degraded, obviously, this room, but it's almost like the lens seems to be searching for something. The arcane seems to be trying to find some remain of him so it flicks in and out, and then it's gone.
Okay. If we scry on Luther, would that be the same as saying, can we scry on Estelar? That's the same person, right?
I don't know. I'm not wasting another spell slot to find out.
Because they might have a clone of Estelar in that form instead of Luther
Can't
as
be in
well.
two forms.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're not there in the room, so I can't let you sort of prompt him what you want him to do. Well, no, well, you can, as players, you can. That's fine, it's fine. Go on. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Walking out.
Esther.
Okay, you come out.
I was just. I tried to scry on Soria, but she is unwilling as always. And Luther is very dead.
Aye, to your right.
I still don't know who Oshan was talking about.
What's more important? What are we reading about? Like, if we're all going to do different jobs, we can go do different job. Me, here's what I want to do today. Now that I'm smarter, right? There's a good chance we're only going back 1,500 years. I'm already over 300. What I'm trying to say is, there's not many generations back for my folk. I want to see if I can find any family trees so that if we're going back, they don't think I'm from some other clan they want to punch. See if I've got some connection,
Right.
you know, see if I can find a family connection.
There's no point.
That's what I'm working on today.
Okay.
What about you? We can't be pissing around here.
Okay.
What are you? I mean, you're the smartest. You seem to find stuff that's the most, you know, we don't want to disturb you from that, laddie. What you up to today?
I am going to be looking at chronomancy, more of it, and
Shall I research the thing you saw? The mountain?
the mountain. That is true because I'm not in that section.
I'll research mountain. It's history, right?
Yeah.
Why just go to history?
So I'm going to research. I don't know if this is going to be anything. I want to find any mention of the scroll scourge and what time he might have had it.
I can tell you right now, you won't be able to do that. He rolled a 32 and he found a distant reference to it, and it's right down in the arcane section.
Okay,
You
yeah.
can try, but like,
No, I meant
unless
in
you're.
history, not really in arcane. I mean mentions of it or powerful magics like that. Because surely, if we found things, how
Oh, yeah, okay.
there's mentions of
So you
him
wanna go in
corrupting the gem.
Historical references
Yeah.
to
So,
Enovancy.
so how I found mentions of Estelle corrupting the gem, and surely people must have been curious as to
It's
how
not a gem, it's an artifact.
like how he did that. If there's any mentions of how he did that and these.
So you're researching the corruption, like how to corrupt an artifact, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. So that'll be law. You'll be in the law section. Zanlin is going to go to history, and Kilgar's going to history as well. What are you doing, Eloin?
I'm in Arcana.
You're staying with chronomancy?
Yes.
Okay, and is there anything specific? Because we're not doing the clue-based stuff. It's like you have to have something in mind that you're...
I will actually Enovancy. I'm going to look at, is there any remaining things of...
You could see, remember how large, it's a city-sized library, right? You could try and find, for all you know, there might be
I was going to say you could try.
Enovantic spells here. You don't know.
I was going to say, you know how Trevelyan is like the last person who do chronomancy? Maybe there's people who can control enomancy as well.
Yeah, also I can just, maybe I can just learn new spells here. Like, and maybe you can come in instead of me teaching you can just learn yourself here.
No, I won't allow that.
Hello,
Needs a teacher. Needs a teacher. Your use of magic isn't scholastic like yours. It's not through reading and study, right? So you can barely read these texts. With 14 intelligence, your understanding them is hard. You need a teacher. Okay. So
I'm going to the toilet, but
sure.
maybe look at it if there's people who can wield enomancy.
Yeah, I'm looking for Enovancy spells.
So you're going deep into the arcana.
Yeah.
Arcanum. Okay. Enovancy you're researching, okay. Okay, new day, roll your portents for the day.
I've rolled my portents.
Great. Did you get some good ones?
No. Got a natural 1, 13, and 12.
Okay. Well,
I
good
can
to know.
sabotage myself.
Yeah. I read like a dimwit today.
I rolled good at
Okay. So you all head off after a quick breakfast and leave the chambers, leave your quarters, and head off in different directions. All of your friends turn right out the door. You turn left and head deep in a several mile trek deep down into the all right music into the depths of Nevermelt. Just have a quick pause while we wait for Sharp to come back, and I will eat some crisps. All right. You begin your walk down deep under the ground, deep under the ocean, further into the library and into the Arcana section. Okay, you're going to be spending the whole day doing this?
Yeah.
And you're looking for clues to Enovancy.
Yes.
You can choose. Well, it's really an Arcana check, so when you're ready, go ahead.
28.
28.
Mm-hmm.
All right, good to know. At the end of the day, we'll come back and we'll do the like what we find out kind of thing. During the day, while you are down there, in the long gaps between the tables where you read and the glassy floors, a figure walks down the corridor, red robes, long black hair. Ah, my friend, you are comfortable here?
It's nice. It's nice temperature.
You're like surrounded by stacks of books around you that you've taken onto this table to try and look for clues.
Mage hands holding things up.
You know, never melt. Never melt will yield up more if you leave more behind. I just thought you should know, since you have an inquiring mind. To find more, you can leave more behind and you may have more luck. Many, many scores of years from my life are now gone from my research down here.
But you own the library. You own all these books, don't you?
No, I am but a caretaker here. Scribing what is happening out in the world now, and looking after this. There were many before me, generations. But the memories are what keep these walls and these bookshelves up.
Who built it? Who built this place?
Oh, we need an evening, my friend, to talk of such things. Thalenus the First brought this very rock from the earth and crafted it, but it was not him who filled it, nor his son, nor his grandsire, but over the centuries, over the millennia, it was filled one by one.
I see. Okay.
But just know, if you want more secrets, want to find more, you must leave more. Enjoy your day. And he just pats you on the back. He says, "It is good to have you here." And he walks on. Okay. You go to the law section.
Yep.
You go alone there to the vast halls and bookshelves. You can choose to make a history check, or you can make a investigation check.
Investigation. Definitely.
All right.
Okay. That is 28.
And tell me again exactly what you're.
I'm looking for how the artifact was corrupted and mentions of like a spell or a scroll or something used to do that.
Okay. Why don't you roll for Kilgar? He's going to do some dwarven history. Add. So he now has +4. History is not a skill of his. Just +4. Straight +4 to the roll.
24.
Really? Nice. Good. Okay. He's looking for some kind of lineage. It's not too mad. And when you roll for Zandon, he's going to research flat top mountains of Wanda.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Nice. Plus. 10, 30. Cool. The only one that got 30. That's great. Okay, I will reveal what you find out when I come back from a quick loo break. You guys can talk amongst yourselves as characters, though.
Yeah.
You come back to the chambers in the evening, so if you want to chat.
Okay. Hi. Hello. You come here often. Yes. I was researching. Did you finally see anyone else in the library or not?
What a weird question. In fact, yes, I did.
Valentine.
Omand. No.
Yeah. Armand. Did you know?
Oman. Yes. So there's
Oman.
Oshan,
Oman.
Oshan, and Oman.
I'm Trevanian.
Yeah, I know those two. Yeah, Oman. He came up to me while I was just reading. I don't know what I found out yet, even though I do. I can't tell you yet.
What did you say to him? You said
He said something to me, and I was like, okay, bye. I'm kind of busy. No offense, but I was busy.
What?
He can probably hear me. I said, no, I didn't. It's just this song I've been listening to recently.
Nice.
Yes, I've been playing it with
Playing on the lute.
prestidigitation.
Anyway.
He said, what did he say? He said, the library will give more stuff away the more you leave. I was like, okay,
I thought that was something you had to do to gain entry. But like, I didn't know we could still give other things.
Apparently, yeah. He said, he didn't actually build this place.
You didn't?
It was built ages ago, apparently. I don't know, it might have been
By
built
who?
yesterday. What was his name?
Falinor.
What was his name, the guy that built this place?
Hang on.
Falinor.
Falanas.
Oh, Falinor.
Yeah, Falanas. He built this place. It's cool. Yeah, that's what he said.
So we can give up more memories and we might be able to learn more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I didn't learn much today. I mean, I found a clue. Not the Garnisons, but there's the Flintbeards of old, distant third cousins of the Garnisons. They were around right there in Tarayon. Might be something.
Right. Do I find anything?
You don't.
With a 28.
Not that Innovancy. The same for you.
I wasn't looking for
You're going to need 30 pluses to find out anything about Innovancy, just like you did. You only found out about
I
Chronomancy because
wasn't
you rolled a
looking for
32.
anyone.
No, but you were looking for news about the corruption of the artifact. You don't find anything out that you didn't already know from your clues. That it was Estelar that did it, that you did it with a scroll.
Okay.
You read some other sources, so like written like by somebody else, but about the same event. So it's not a completely uninteresting day. You have a much better idea of what went down, but no new information. A scroll was read at the actual artifact itself, not from a distance,
Yeah.
at its where it was happening.
I just need to know the time so we can go there. Okay.
You have that information already.
The time?
Yeah.
No, we don't. The exact date. It doesn't.
Oh, the exact day.
Because
no,
we
you
have
don't
to
have the
go
exact
there
date.
and time travel. Is that nice?
Yeah, you don't have the exact
I
day.
know the rough years, but like not the date.
Yeah, sure. Okay, well, if you roll 30 plus, you can find that out.
That's what I wanted to tell us.
I sorted these out into piles. So this is to do with the rift that happened. This is to do with
Right.
chronomancy. This is to do with Estelar and the dwarf lady, and most things to do with Estelar. And this is just to do with the artifact.
It's so tiring being here, but also weird. I feel like we are separate from world, from everything going on here. It's strange.
Yeah, I mean that's sometimes what it feels like when you're isolated with no one around. Has any of you seen any other visitors to the library yet?
Why
No.
am I the only
It's
person
crazy.
that can see people?
Who you see? Oh, Armand.
You're not a visitor.
Wizards like wizards, I suppose.
Have I seen any other people here just researching?
You have to tell me on the day of your research that you're actively looking out for somebody if you want to have a shot at that and it not be one of the magisters.
Stop showing up on them.
So how we actually go back in time?
Chronos gem.
Well, no,
Rubbish.
Trevelyan said he could only take us one way, and the Chronostone could take another way, right? I assume. I don't know. I think we need to look
All
into
the
the
Chronostone can take us both ways.
We don't know that.
We need. That's why we need to look into it.
I said it can control the passage of time.
But we don't know, right? Anyway, I have to tell you about my day research.
Right. What did you research?
He's
Simon?
looking really pleased with himself. Pops up and he's just sort of standing on the coffee table, right?
He's like, well, several flat mountains in world of wonder. Only one with monastery on top.
Where is this?
Well, Karatur, the eastern, to the far, far to the east, many thousands miles away, there is Ninja Mountain.
The mountain is called Ninja Mountain.
It is known as Ninja Mountain.
Has Nimblefoot talked about this?
As he said.
Wait up, just let him finish. Hang on a second. Here you go.
It is Ninja Mountain, but it is whole mountain is blessed mountain. It's whole blessed, so evil cannot pass, and only people who pass the trials get to top.
Really?
Yes.
Has Nimblefoot talked about this?
This is way more than a month ago. Make straight intelligence check, just not proficiency modifier, just
15. No.
I'd say you can remember him saying something about the trials. That's the best you can remember. Him talking about the trials.
What
You
if
defi-
I remember in life, in real life, him saying that?
Yeah, I remember him mentioning Ninja Mountain specifically. He was like
Well,
telling stories, and he's like, "Remember Ninja Mountain?"
Yeah,
Like,
I went to Ninja
something like
Mountain
that.
and then I went to this guy to get my psychic.
No, he didn't say that.
No, he was.
He told you his psionic abilities were unlocked by the Grand Master of the Ninjas. I mean, remember whatever you can actually remember about it.
I mean,
Just don't construct memories in game because that won't work.
yeah.
And just think about what your character would remember.
Yeah. Thanks, Simon. I mean,
So, is stone at top of mountain? Can we not just fly in?
I mean,
I don't know.
yeah, why not? If we have to pass the trials to get to the top, why don't we just start at the top?
I don't think.
Well, because I wrote so well, don't think anything can get in that hasn't passed trials.
Anything.
So, like, is there
Anything.
a shield around the top so you can't fly in?
A bit like his dome,
Right.
but whole mountain.
That's crazy. Wait, so that's like the ultimate protect. So nothing could get in there that's evil.
Nothing that hasn't passed trials.
Oh, okay.
So I think bad person who passed trials, maybe.
But do you have to be good to pass the trials?
I didn't read anything about that.
We definitely need to ask Nimblefoot because he seems like the sort of guy that would know about ninjas.
The thing that surround mountain is called Mithil.
Mithril. Have I heard of that? I swear I've heard of that before.
Mithal.
I haven't heard.
Mithril.
Great.
Make
I heard-
intelligence check.
Intelligence. 19.
You remember something about Mythol connected to a crayon?
Yeah, that's it. Let me see if I wrote it down. Probably didn't.
I have no clue.
A crayon. Yeah, right, okay.
Mithil is what protects
Yeah.
mountain.
What is it exactly?
Like your dome.
But if you pass trial, you go through.
Right.
Okay. Well, is there?
Who holds the trial? Who's blessed the mountain? Who's like in charge of who goes in or out?
I wrote something down about this. Quan the Redeemer.
Oh, corn. Quan.
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 That's a god. Nimblefoot.
Yeah, Nimblefoot mentioned that to me.
I'll add this to your notes so you've got it, right?
Well,
Yeah, Nimblefoot mentioned Quan to me. And he said look into it.
you're like, nah, bro.
So I think definitely we should ask Nimblefoot since he also mentioned Quan.
he seems like the sort of guy.
And he's a ninja.
That's just so you've got a reference to it if you need it.
Quan.
KWON.
All right.
I not heard of Quan.
I have.
That seems like opposite of Dogoloth.
Right. Yes.
Seems like it. Maybe they can help.
Area.
Yeah.
Oh.
They say we must keep mind on one quest at a
Yeah.
time.
Yes. And if you drink Wilkins, Alan, you really found some good stuff here.
Thanks, Alan.
So, Caratur. I'm gonna pull out the map.
Old map or new map?
Oh no! All of it's just the Aeon, right? Not of.
You only have this map of Aeon.
Do we not have a world map?
maybe
We
that's what we
look
should
for a world map.
That'll be a very high DC, but I'll allow you to look for one. I just won't be able to give you one because I haven't done it yet. It took me a year to do this one.
Yeah. Well, at least a map of Caratur.
Sure, I could pull you up one of them.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if we do any more researching, we'll look for that too.
Did Ed want to train?
Wait. So it would be hard to find a world map. Is it not like common to have a world map?
A complete one. Less common. I mean, it's common in our world,
Like we have
right?
world
It's
maps
common in our
everywhere.
world, but it's not so common. And the whole world of Wonder is a larger physical globe as well. So
More gravity, less jump height.
we live in a time in our world where we know the whole world.
Yeah.
But a lot of that, if you think
We
about it,
still
is only possible because we're able to go into space.
In this game, is this still like we think the world is flat era?
Well,
You don't know whether it's round or
said
flat.
it's round like an orange. So
That
Yeah.
one. Oh yeah.
wait, if the world is bigger, does that mean there's more gravity? So we jump less.
Don't worry about it too much. God's
Or
We
is
sake.
know
it
the
hollow?
world is round because of the shadow it casts on the moon.
Yeah, but that's the flat.
Okay, what would you like to do?
That's actually the turtle underneath.
right.
It's obviously you've spent the whole day, so
Yes. Let's train.
Yes.
if you train, because you spent all day researching, you will not get a long rest. Just so you know,
Okay, don't worry.
which will be fine. You'll just have ability check
That's
penalty
important when we're
disadvantage
researching.
tomorrow.
What?
You can't both, like you've been researching like 8, 9, 10 hours. If you do that as well, that'd be 16 hours. You won't have enough time for a full long rest. Won't allow it.
Alright.
It's just too much study. You've been at books all day. Then to do that, you'll be exhausted.
Yeah, okay. Let's just go to sleep.
Okay.
What if I continually cast time stop? Another
To have
minute.
time to study.
All right. Long rest.
Yes.
All right. You go about another long rest, please. Everyone, roll a d20. Straight roll, please.
Natural 1.
3.
Natural 1.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Your turn.
Your turn.
Your turn.
Literally, you rolled a 20. You got something.
Yeah.
It's just literally, it's only on a 20 or a 1. Something happens. Okay. Bear with me a sec. Okay, so what I'll say is that both Kilgar and Zanlin excuse themselves early to bed. They're exhausted, Zanlin especially because he's been literally reading for 10 hours today and to find what he finds. Kilgar's just knackered from drinking too much and eating too much and just ends up not even going to his room. He just ends up snoring loudly in the main kind of common room on a thing. He's just like that with a turkey leg on his chest, like just falls asleep like that. The two of you have a little bit of light chat and catching up in the evening, just to talk about stuff other than the business at hand. And there is a light knocking at the door.
Come in. It's not our. You don't need to knock. We're not.
And then phasing through the door, blackened staff of the Magi in hand, walks the now familiar face of Trevelyan the Black. One beaming red eye, one normal drow eye. His white hair tousled and messy across his ebony skin. He comes in. Still here,
Yeah.
working hard.
There's a lot to learn.
My brother thinks that you may be coming close to some answers to your next heroic quest.
Well, we certainly hope so.
I suppose at some point you may be needing my help. He comes in and just settles himself in one of the chairs comfortably. I expect you'll be needing my help at some point.
I hope not.
Oh,
I wouldn't want to bother you.
I exist to be bothered, young man. Magic is a fascinating thing, and any who get as close to some real answers as you have, I don't mind being bothered. You still haven't seen it yet, though, have you? Still haven't seen the artifact.
No.
You should, you know.
What does it look like? Can you describe it?
Great crystal. Much like, not a gem, great crystal, much like an iceberg. Rounded, jagged on top with a long tail. Suspended in the air, maybe 100 foot high.
Did they just plug the rift with this thing?
No.
Okay.
He actually laughs at that. He goes, no, but that might have been a good idea. Really good idea. No, this thing hovers in the air, purple and glowing and giving off such a stench of death to everything around it. But if you're going to stop it, and you want to be able to translocate anywhere near, you'll need to see it with your own eyes.
I'm too tired.
Yeah, we'll go around.
Not now. Not now. You do not trust me, do you? You do not like me.
Well, I
Maybe
mean, I
she
can't
doesn't
speak
like
for him. I think you're.
He settles back
Pretty
and
cool guy.
and there's a wine glass in his hand. He goes, why?
I think you're a pretty cool guy, I guess, yeah.
You think that wizards clothed in black with a glowing red eye like mine are somehow evil and bad, do you not?
No.
You know what they say about assuming? Don't. So,
I like you.
So, speaking of eye, what does that even mean? What? When you have the...
What is this?
Yeah.
To study magic at the level that I have, Eloin, you need to embrace undeath.
So you're a lich.
I mean, a blunt word to use, but yes.
I see.
But I'm a drow first. A creature of the Underdark first. An elf of the sunless world first. But yes, lichdom is a natural extension if you want to study magic at the level that you are hungry to and that I am hungry to.
I don't judge you.
Well, okay,
What I came here to say was, it is rare that I have visitors to my tower, right on the edge of the crevasse that leads to Irishnik. And if you would like a guided tour, it would be my pleasure. You need simply call for me, cast sending or some such thing, and I shall be glad to give you a tour.
Thanks. It's much appreciated. Thank you very much.
He just stares into the fire in the room and just drinks his wine.
Kate!
Cake. Damn, I should have got cake on a plate. Oh, on your knees, just like, oh.
I started eating it anyway.
Okay, you start eating cake.
Disgusting.
Trevelyan just like. As Armand, sorry, wrong accent. As Armand warned you, the imps can be mischievous.
Yeah, I hate imps.
I hate imps too.
Does anyone want a cake?
They are useful servants.
Cake on a plate. And another a plate. Just a plate.
Lands on top of the cake.
It's a sandwich.
You have a cake
Okay,
sandwich.
take the plate off that one and put the other cake on that one.
Okay. Trevelyan is literally shuddering with laughter, and tear is coming out of one eye.
Someone take my other cake. I don't need two.
You put it on the table.
Just scrape it into a bin.
Yeah, just you might hang on a second. He does a little cantrip that sort of moves the cake onto the plate a little bit. You missed a crumb. Hang on. You kind of like sliding across the table onto the plate.
My hair is growing out.
How many is it?
I need someone to shave it.
I'm
With
still.
a blade.
Oh my
I
god!
pull back up.
I have to fulfill your evil stereotype for me, clearly.
With a blade.
Look, I've got a spell for this. It's called Fireball.
Oh my god!
Look, hold still. It will work. And then I don't cast.
I'm gonna cast Find Familiar.
Just there in the room? You're just
Yeah.
how long does that take?
An hour.
I've already got
An hour.
Yeah. I want a different animal.
Okay, you cast Find Familiar for an hour. When you come out of your meditative trance, Trevelyan's gone, and during that hour, he says to you, seriously, do not be put off by my attire.
I'm not.
As magisters, well, thank you. As magisters, we are here but to progress in the understanding and the freedom of magic.
Yeah, I know. I've heard.
I like your style, Elowen.
I like your staff. How did you get it to turn that colour?
Found it this way. Turns out that not all as bright and polished as yours. Or maybe mine's just older, I don't know.
I found mine in a beholder there, so
Ah, yes, I read about it, Edax.
Yeah.
That was a good fight.
we should go back there. And free all
That's
those-
just the
Oh
DM
god. We should go back there and free all those petrified people. Oh no.
Oh no, they make wonderful adornments.
Excuse me?
Oh, you start freeing people, turn to statues. If you spend half
But I know.
a Tenday
some-
trying to get them reacquainted to their surroundings.
But I know some of those people.
Oh, really?
Hastad and well, yeah, two of them, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they were with them.
Who?
Hastad and Lizette.
Oh, yeah. Good reminder, yes. Well, I heard that Hastad was a bastard, so
Yes. Oh wait.
leave him as a statue.
True.
He stands up last and goes, my friends, anytime you want to actually see the artifact that you are so hell-bent on stopping or, turning around, let me know. And Elowen, should your inquiries into chronomancy...
Wait, first, what's that? And I point at the sphere.
He's not got the sphere with him at the
What
moment.
was that sphere that you had?
A sphere of annihilation.
Do I know about the sphere of annihilation?
Yes, you do. You don't need to roll.
I had. Thought so. Nice. High five.
He actually comes forward and high-fives you.
Okay, I'm going to go to sleep.
All right, you take your long rest.
I've
Long
got,
rest? What have you got?
I have a chicken.
In a library.
Yeah.
You want a chicken?
Yeah.
I'm going to just check the spell because I'm not sure it's like you can have anything.
but why?
Well,
You're the
I think it says a choice of.
Yeah, it gives you a choice of things, but we've been doing lots of different things that aren't on the list.
I know, but I just want to keep it. So, bat, cat, crab, frog, hawk, lizard, octopus, owl, snake, fish, rat, raven, seahorse, spider, or weasel.
Oh, I'm a chicken.
No,
But they're the same
I'm
level.
not going to allow it.
Stupid. I want to find a pseudo dragon. I can't just summon a pseudo dragon as your thing. You have to find her from that and then.
Pseudo dragons are awesome. You'd be great with a pseudo dragon.
Yeah.
So pick one.
Chicken. Okay.
You could have a hawk,
I want a spider.
spider. Okay, great. And what is it? It is celestial of nature.
Yeah, it's always
So a
celestial.
celestial spider. What would you like it to look like?
It's
Wings.
no. Spiders with wings are horrible. It's golden.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a golden spider and it's thread.
Big, small,
Oh yeah, it's a big one. Oh, so it's
Big
and
golden
it's fluffy.
fluffy
It's
golden
cute.
spider.
It's not cute.
Spider's the only animal.
So like
that's
a
really
golden
big.
tarantula.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's like fluffier, like not heads, but
Like-
fluff. Yeah.
It's like a golden orb weaver spider, but fluffy.
Alright.
Orb weaver. They're weird. They have
Oh,
manky legs and they're golden.
No, it's just cute. It's like a chubby tarantula with fluff.
Okay, well, it's the same entity that you always summon.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's just taken a different form.
Thistle.
Thistle is there as a.
Oh, you don't have to. Oh, that's cute. Ah, it's cute.
Spider's the only animal that when you put hair on them, they don't get cuter.
They do. Have you not seen like some cartoon drawings of a tarantula? With
Yeah,
really
but that's
fluffy-
cartoon.
Yeah, but we're just imagining
In real life.
thistle like a cartoon. Oh my god.
Eight eyes.
No, yeah, and
No eyes.
it's got golden thread as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Long
Go
resting
to
it.
bed, and the spider sleeps on my face.
Just actually cuddles up here
Oh,
with
wonderful.
one leg.
Yeah.
Okay, you get down for a long rest. Do your prepared spells.
I've already got
You sure you don't want to reconsider any?
Not at all.
Okay, good. Hit points all restored and everything.
It's not like we took any hit points.
Actually, took 4 hit points.
Right, okay, so today.
We are now into the first day of what would be June. So it's now early summer.
Okay, so we need to research the chronostone more.
Right, what's up today then? He's got he's kind of still got a bit of the turkey leg
Let's
from
see, mate.
yesterday and 2 other turkey legs.
Okay.
What are we reading about today?
Right. Somebody needs to research the chronostone and kind of how it works.
Zalin, do you want to come to the arcane part of the library with me?
What are we researching?
We need to research different things.
I think we need to send it to Thimblefoot and ask about the Ninja Mountain.
Remember, there are limits to what you can learn in the library, so I'm not going to say that you. Well, okay, just
Look,
make a note of them though, please. Back to that.
I don't need them. I'm not going to use them.
Make a note of them. I need you to be strict with your keeping of your record keeping. That's all. Love. Thank you. So, what are you researching? What's Denea researching today?
I don't want to find nothing again, so I have to ask for a good thing.
The reason I say is because you never know what's going to happen. You don't know. For all you know, something could break into the library and attack, and you'd want it as a saving throw that they failed. Do you see what I'm saying? So just always make a note.
Hey, the trials of the mountain.
The trials of the
Yeah.
Ninja Mountain. Okay, good. So you'll be going into the history.
Yeah.
All right. That's what you're doing. What are you researching or studying?
I'm going to do the same thing as yesterday.
Enovancy, right?
Yeah, and can I look for people in the library as well? Like in the far,
Yes. Yeah, that's what you had to say. You just have to say that.
really
That's great.
far down, like people.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Okay. Kilgar's going to go back to the dwarves. I think Sanlin is going to support one of you two. What did you say?
The Trials of the Bounty.
He's going to come with you for that because he got so
Yeah.
far with it yesterday. So you'll get +2 to your roll, okay?
Okay, cool.
Because you've got his support. So investigation check. Go ahead.
Ooh,
First off, just add 2. So
31. Add 2, so 33.
Nice. What a roll. Sheesh. All right. Kilgar, will you roll for Kilgar?
Yeah.
Just a straight +4.
23.
Okay. Bit less than the day before, so you won't find out much extra. All right, Eloin, Arcana check, please.
Let's go!
let's know. That's a definite, like under 20s then.
Yeah, okay. And roll a perception check for the day.
Let's go!
My rolls are so bad this game, like it's actually insane. 15.
Okay. Well, you had great rolls last game, so you know, mate. Okay, 15. Okay, here's how this day goes then. You have another frustrating day. You end up with piles of books on the thing. You go back to, you've always got the book there where you found a clue about the scroll of Scourge, right? The few books that made up that clue. You keep trying to reference clues within those books to other places. Doesn't turn up anything. 8, 9, 10 hours go past of you hunting for anything about Enovancy. It always leaves you back to necromancy, necromantic just references. You're back in the study now, right, after the long day, and you are just frustratingly recounting to your friends that it's like nothing gets past necromancy. Like any of the clues I get, and it comes back to magic that I'm already aware of, you know, and necromancy stuff, and you're starting to get a bit peed off, quite honestly. 2 days that feel wasted, especially after your early huge success and uncovering something about chronomancy. So unfortunately, a fruitless day for you. What did you roll? 33, about the trials of the Ninja Mountain. Yeah. Okay. Before I get to that, Kilgar digs a bit deeper into the flint beards and realizes that Graf, Grafraes, Grafraes Flintbeard would have been the great uncle twice removed, right?
Barely related.
Yeah, great uncle twice removed of Kilgar's great uncle.
What's the point then?
No, it's worth writing down.
Why?
This is great uncle twice removed of Kilgar's great uncle.
That's too long ago. Uncle. Twice removed. That's just not even Kilgar's great uncle.
Great uncle. They knew each other well. You know,
Kilgar's great uncle. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I see anyone?
Not with a 15, I'm afraid. No, sorry. I'm looking for. It's a straight 20 DC to notice anybody else or to.
Are they invisible?
No, it's the way this place works. You have to think of it almost like a demi-plane. Your focus and the way, when you put intention into a day's research, it's almost like the library shifts to work with you. Do you know what I mean? It's not just like being in a library, like, oh, there's somebody over there.
Rails between
It's
each
weird,
person?
yeah, it's rails. It's this weird,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
So you can perceive somebody, but it takes, you have to concentrate. It's like trying to see somebody through a heat haze. It's like, oh, there's somebody else here.
Oh,
So there's actually plenty of people here.
what?
But everyone is on their own research.
Right.
Everyone is in their own.
That's weird.
research, yeah.
That's creepy as hell. What if somebody else is staying in our room? We didn't know.
Somebody like right next to you.
Oh,
Say, nah, you're right, we're reading the same book. Okay. So your day ends frustratingly. Okay, your day ends with you don't find out what the trials are, even with a 33. You don't know what the actual trials are,
Okay.
but
Do we learn anything?
ninja monks of Quan the Redeemer are required to complete the trials of the Ninja Mountain to gain entrance to the peak, and
Yes.
they're forbidden from speaking about it.
Ah, I was going to say we just asked him before it.
You get reference that the trials are personal to the. This is significant. They are
Oh,
personal
no.
to the person taking the trials.
Personal.
Yeah. So you find a tomb by Celadon the Wise, a monk from around about 900 years before, and Celadon the Wise talks about how you find a reference to him saying, "And mute I was to pass on any wisdom, for I knew the trials were personal to me."
Okay. All right.
Okay,
Seems legit.
another long rest?
Well, yeah, in the evening, and I'll say that. Oh. So we should send Nimmelfoot, even though we can't really talk about it. I would like to know a bit more about Ninja Mountain.
We don't even know.
If he knows. But he's
Yeah.
mentioned it before.
Yeah.
Or we know he's a ninja, so he.
We
And
don't know he's a
mentioned
ninja, but we know he's.
You know he's a ninja. You know he's a ninja monk.
And he's mentioned Quan the Redeemer, so like that's pretty.
The ninja, the way it's actually spoken of is not ninja, it's monks of the path of shadow.
Right.
And you know that Nimblefoot is a monk of the path of shadow. Some people in Calatur refer to such people as ninja, but it's an alien word to you. So
Yeah.
even when you say it, you're like, you've got no reference the way we do in this world. Because it's actually a Japanese word, right?
Yeah.
So it's path of shadow for monks.
All right. Okay, sleep.
Another long rest?
Yes.
Roll D20, please.
6.
19.
Okay. You have a long and restful night
Nice.
and waken feeling refreshed.
Lesson.
And, oh man, portent sucking.
It's fine. I've got a plan.
Okay. All right. This day.
As soon as I get rid of Lucky, I need it.
I know it sucks. What?
That's what you get.
That's what you get. What is your aim today? Do you want to stay on this research thing?
Talk to
I'm going
Nimmelfoot.
to cast the spell Foresight on me. It
Oh,
has
great,
no
can I have a look?
components, and I do have it prepared.
Oh wow! You touch a willing creature and become
Me.
bestow a limited ability to see into the immediate future. For the duration, the target can't be surprised and has advantage on attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws. Wow! Oh right, this is a powerful spell. This is like the most powerful divination spell.
Yeah.
First time you cast it.
Actually,
Yeah.
the second time I cast it on Danae when we went to fight the demon in her.
Oh, that's
yeah.
true. Yeah, Scapefax. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, you cast Foresight. What's the duration on that spell?
8 hours.
Great. All right, so what are you researching today? Are you doing the same thing? You're looking for any
I'm
Anavansi?
doing the exact same thing as yesterday, looking for people and looking for Annabelle.
Okay.
I want to learn about members of the ninja of the monastery at the on the mountain.
Members.
Or people who've trained there. I
Maybe
want to
look for
find out
better
about
stuff.
that monk, so we can
Yeah,
like
look
scry
for
on
him,
him or
yeah.
something like that.
Okay,
Yeah. So like,
great. Zanlin's going to support you again today, so
yeah,
you
just
can add two.
basically about that monastery.
You're just staying with the mountain, staying with the monastery,
Yeah.
staying with Quan and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
All right, great. Kilgar's going to stay on his dwarven stuff. So, who wants to roll first?
I will.
Okay, so plus 2. And then plus your
Oh
investigation
man.
modifier.
18.
18. Okay. Kilgar's going to roll for the. Why don't you roll for Kilgar? Add 4.
18.
Okay. He's not really getting much further now. And then your roll about Enovancy for the day.
Okay, first off, I'm gonna roll to see if I see anyone. It's at advantage because of that spell. What is it again?
Or what do you get?
Intelligence. I got a 50.
Perception check.
Oh, okay. That's 24. And then for Enovancy, natural 20, which is 32.
Come on! That's great. Okay. Okay. Good. All right. Let's deal with your perception first. This actually happens on your way back down. Every morning, it's almost like you're commuting to work, how far and deep into the bowels of Nevermelt you go. So you find yourself walking, your friends go right out of the door, you go left, deep, deep down the long slope that goes away into the darkness, down into the thing. And as you're
I think
walking,
I'm sitting on my carpet actually. I don't walk down.
oh, you're just gently
Yes,
floating
sir.
down the corridor.
You're driving to work.
And as you're just floating down the corridor, a figure is coming up the corridor. Just coming up the corridor.
What do they look like?
Familiar. You see, clad in plates of blackened leather, definitely battle armor, but very tight to the body. Black skin, black hair, white eyes, horns, tail swinging calmly behind, with a massive book under his arm, comes past a tiefling. And as you get close, he just kind of like nods and goes like, "Hello." Do you stop?
Yeah, I said, "Oh, sorry to bother you, but I think I've seen you before."
Oh yeah, I mean, I've been here for a while.
Oh, no, not here. Wait, no. Yeah, not here. I've seen you,
He leans back against the wall.
yeah, I know. Weren't you at the last rest?
Maybe I've been there several times.
You know Luther, that thing in Gormley?
Oh yes, years ago.
Yeah.
The
The
leech.
Me and my friend stopped at the last rest. I saw you there. And then we
Huh.
carried on and we went to defeat Luther.
Huh. I think I remember you. You weren't wearing yellow robes then. You were
No.
a nice coat.
Yeah,
I remember you.
nice to see you. Why are you here exactly? May I ask if it's not too personal?
Just doing a little reading.
Nice.
He sort of says that with a smirk, like,
We are all doing a little reading, right?
Well, yeah.
What are you reading?
Me and my friends are trying to get rid of the grey waste.
Huh? Somebody needs to just plant some trees there, no?
It's a bit more.
Huh. Sounded like a big quest you have, man.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
No apology, man. Nice to see someone here.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay. Where you staying?
Where am I staying? Here.
It's a big place. Where you stay?
Where everyone's in the area that people stay in.
Okay, man.
No. What room number?
you're in the,
In the area where people stay.
you're at the junction between history and law.
I'm in the junction between history and law.
Okay, man.
Where are you staying?
Oh, a little further down, man.
Oh. What have you been reading?
I got this book here. It's about ancient poisons, man.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what else to say, mate.
I want poisons that can maybe you give somebody, you give to somebody, it not work for maybe a year or until certain thing happen.
Oh, like the contingency spell. But with
I don't know what you mean.
Bye, see you around.
Okay, man.
Alright, I think we'll start in. Oh, it's so awkward.
It's so awkward.
Okay, bye.
And as you float off, you just hear him start whistling. Long into the distance, and you carry on down.
Socialize something down if I don't bump into someone else. You were
Okay.
looking for
You,
me. I was just looking because I didn't want to. Yeah. What's his
Okay.
name again? Is it like
Kaz.
Oh.
K-A-Z. All right, you continue down deep into the Arcanum and spend the entire day. You dare to go deeper, and it seems that the further down into the library you go, not only the darker it gets, but it's almost like, is it your eyes are tired, or is it that the spines of the book become harder to read because of the light? But then you create light, and even then it seems like everything starts to become more wavy and hazy, like heat hazy. But you go further, you push on further through that. You find a tome, again, a very ancient tome. This one, like your spell book, metal. So it has lasted the years. You bring it to your table. This is the Necronomicus, an ancient grimoire. And you spend the day scouring it for clues as to the precursor of necromancy. You find with a 32, is that the maximum you could roll, basically? 32?
Yeah.
Okay. With that, yeah, because that's what you rolled to find chronomancy, wasn't it?
Yeah. Unless someone helped me and I got a +2.
You find mention, this is not a spell book, but it is detailing the entire history of enovantic magic, of which necromancy is an enovantic magic. But before, this book is maybe 12,000 years old, and it is a copy. So it's old, and yet it's still a copy of something older. But you find reference in an ancient language. You have to trigger your glasses to read any language. And you find reference. I'm just going to have to bring up something from Evernote here for this. You find reference to an over-god. An over-god called Ruin. That's it, just known as Ruin, as in ruin things, right?
Okay.
And you find, this is only because you rolled 32. You find reference that the overgods are truly amortal, not immortal, but amortal. Being not strictly alive, they cannot not be alive. So immortality is beneath them.
What's immortality?
Immortal is like neither living nor dead or undead. It is just is. This being known as Ruin simply exists and has infinite power insofar as mortals and even gods perceive them. And it was Ruin who saw, I'm literally going to say it as it's written, right? It was Ruin who saw what the Maker made and twisted it. And thus, the first negative use of magic was brought to the world. And this led thousands, like ages later, to what would become wieldable enovancy.
Do I see any? Is that all I see in the book?
I'd say that you find some distant reference to early spells of Enomancy.
Are there any actual pieces of paper in the book, just loose or something?
No. There's no spells, there's no scrolls. There is simply reference to early Enomantic spells, which were very simpler back then. There were things like kill. So there were spells that would simply kill. And you spend, I'll actually say you spend 2 days.
So like power would kill.
Bear with me for a second. He doesn't come back this night, by the way. So Elowen doesn't come back because you get so engrossed in reading and cross-referencing. And this Necronomicon does make reference to other books that you've already found. And you're like, that makes sense now. You'd found reference to kill, which isn't a necromantic spell, but you're seeing how, I'll even say you found this out. You now see that all magic has come from these polars, these polarizing forces, one being like magic for creation and making and enchanting and evoking and bringing things into being. And the overgod Ruin was the first in, before time was even a time, before time existed, he took what the maker did with magic and made it like that, and he flipped it in ages long past. And that was where you had some of the earliest wieldable magic, because this is long before there were creatures like humans that could wield magic. So when it was first wieldable, like you are like you're sweating with what you're discovering, right? It's only because you rolled a 32 and you're like going, I don't even know how I can explain this to mortals. Like it's like you're making sense of Einstein's theorems, right? And you're like, oh God, you're almost dreading having to explain it to the idiots back of the room, right? But in a nice way, but you kind of are feeling like you're discovering something powerful here. And you discover that the earliest wieldable Enomantic powers were things like killing, destroying something that was living. So killing being not just ending somebody's life, but actually reversing all of the life in their body, reversing all of the life in a tree, so that it would ungrow, it would unbe alive. And as weird as it sounds me saying it, is how it feels when you're reading it. Because it's like when humans found cave paintings on the wall and they're like, what must it have been like them drawing that? What were they thinking? As you're reading, you're reading the first discoveries of negative magic being used, and it's fascinating to you. And so the thing that you are clear of out of this day, and you spend 2 days down there, so when you come back up to the room, you're going to have 1 point of exhaustion because you forget to sleep. You're so engrossed, right? It's just the hours tick by. 20 hours, 36 hours. You conjure a little bit of food from an imp here and there and keep yourself thinking, but you don't sleep. You just keep going. And so what you realize is that Enomancy, whatever was found, I'll say this, whatever was found by Estelar was an ancient scroll of you're now seeing a very simple idea for magic, which is just whatever enchantment is upon that, whatever magic is upon that, you just flip it. It is just reversal. It's like in this world doing a negative of a photo. When you do negative, you're like, oh, it's so simple. But you find no clues of spells. There are no records of any spells. There are only stories of the earliest spells that you find. Okay?
Okay.
And that is all you find.
Nice.
And it seems that, and I will add to that it seems, because you piece it back to, actually, we'll go to 3 days. You're down there for 3 days. It's that much. It's that deep. Like you are feverishly like, oh my God, like you are into it. The scroll must have been ancient, and it must have been a last relic of Enomancy.
So the last.
You don't know whether it's the last, but certainly one of, if not the last relic.
Sorry, I'm just saying the last one.
Well, you can't know for sure. You can't know for sure without casting spells. I mean, you'd have to. I'd say if you want to know those kind of things for sure, you're going to have to use wish.
What about?
Even if you roll 35 somehow, I'll say from here on in, if you wanted to know, like, is there another scourge spell, you're gonna have to like, use witch for that. And so
What
you
about
risk.
contact other players?
No. You can try it.
Even those people don't know. You know.
Yes, that's true.
What about if I just
You know
spoke
who the
to a
maker
god directly?
You don't know.
Who's the maker?
Do I know who the maker is?
So
Well, mine's
3
not.
days later, Elowin comes staggering into the room, hair dishevelled, bags under his eyes, and he's just like,
I need to sleep.
I need to sleep, and just goes and collapses.
Oh, you're alive.
You get a long rest, but when you come out of this long rest, you still have 1 point of exhaustion, just so you know. Okay, so this is
What did we find?
what we right. So what did you roll? Did you roll? Oh no, I did write it down. You rolled no. Kilgar rolled 18.
We rolled 18 too.
18. Bugger all else.
Okay.
Over 3 days.
But because he was 3 days, do you want to roll again for day 2 and day 3? Go for it.
Bad. It's not over.
Okay, and again for day 3.
23, 25.
Okay, you don't learn anything else.
Okay.
You guys have, without giving up more memories now, or you casting wish and risking not being able to cast wish again, the library won't. Here's what I'm saying. About the specific things you're trying to learn, you won't find out anything else.
Okay.
All right, you could give up a memory, and it might help you roll. It'll bring the DC down a little bit, but you can still research anything else you want to research.
The thing is, I'm trying to get you to.
Can I look? Yeah.
So sending to Nimbleford. So we can ask her about that.
You could have asked me if I went into
I did.
Oh,
Okay, so we are now coming into the 5th day of June.
Okay. So you were there for 3 days?
Yeah, I found the book. Do I bring the book back up, or is it too
The
down?
ones from the Arcanum you can't.
Okay.
Lore and history you can bring them back to the room and stuff, but Arcanum's forbidden.
Can I, on this next day, first off, I'm gonna send it to Nimblefoot.
Okay.
I'm gonna sending Nimblefoot. I'm gonna say, hey, what are you doing?
No. I'll tell you what to say. Hey, Nimbleford.
What's that?
We
You can't reply yet.
wanted to ask you. No. Scrap that. Hey, Nimbleford.
Hey, Nim.
It's one word.
It's not syllables.
Are you guys hungry, by the way?
Yeah.
Shall I get some? I got some what do you call it? Pop-Tart thing. Pringles.
Pop-Tart.
You know. Go on, sorry, do the sending.
Yes. Hey, Nimblefoot. We just found out that the chronostone. Oh, hang on. We need the chronostone. Hey, Nimblefoot, we just found out we need the chronostone, which is with a monk on the mountain on Ninja Mountain in Karata. Do you know how to get it? Get there. How's it going?
I send that. Oh, you'll be able to go sending soon.
Hey guys. Okay, hang on. My voice comes back.
What level is sending?
3rd.
Oh, I can do it now.
It's evocation.
I can do it now. Yeah, I just got to remember at the beginning of the game. I learned stuff, and I went up 1 level, and that I got my first 3rd level spell slot.
Brilliant.
So I'm gonna learn sending.
So you send that and tell me.
Yeah, I'll send that.
You'll send it.
Yeah.
Okay. You, for the first time, you start sending, and in your mind, you hear back. Hey, Tenday. Things are rough in Kurth. Really rough. That sounds like hang on, let me just think. What did you say about there's a monk in
So we found out we need a chronostone, which is with the monk on a ninja mountain in character. Do you know about this?
I mean, obviously I trained there. There were a lot of monks that trained there.
So
That's it. You don't hear
I
anything
said
back.
him.
It says like love to all, you know.
I just described the monk.
Hey, we couldn't see his face. He had a hood. I said that.
Hey, Alwyn. Could really do with you guys here. Miss Strider.
I'll send it to him.
You only have one spell slot.
Oh yeah, I can't send it to him.
What did he say? He said Miss Rider.
Miss Rider, like what?
As in the monk? That's what he said. I asked him. He didn't say, oh yeah, his name is Miss. He just said Miss Rider. I think he intentionally trying to be vague. To keep us here longer.
No,
Yeah, he said he could really use us here. Not
Ah.
here.
Well, I mean, I was thinking, when we're done with researching, we may as well go back to Kerr, see what's going on, so then we can talk to Nimblefoot more and learn more about Ninja Mountain and figure out what to do next. So why don't we just go back there afterwards?
So the lad knows he's at top of the mountain or what? Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. If he's talking about the same monk.
When I learned the spell teleportation circle, it said, oh, choose two teleportation things to be familiar with. You can now go to those. And then you can learn more, obviously.
Yeah.
I only chose one, and it was Lomia's Tower. Does that mean...
No, you didn't.
Really?
100% you
I
didn't.
think we're
No, the other one you know is Kurth City, the
Yeah,
I
castle.
learned that one because when I learned it, I hadn't been there yet. I hadn't been to the teleportation.
You know, you have memorized quite a few. You've got Lorik's Tower, because he gave you the sigil to that, because it wasn't built when you were there, when you first went there, but he then did it because you taught him teleportation and plane shift. Then, so you know Lomia's Tower, you know, which is now your tower. Lorik, Calvin's Tower, the castle at Kurth City.
Curtain, your tower.
Yeah, no, we said that one. Yeah.
It's another spell.
And Summerdusk Keep in Curtin has one. They're the five you know.
So after we finish in the library, we can go meet Nimblefoot and possibly
But
help
you
him.
get to choose two when you learn the spell, and I only chose one, which was mine. That I didn't have to learn or anything. I just
You
knew
didn't
it.
learn the
That you know of, you can learn, yeah. You can't just be like, I pick that town. You have to know about it. Otherwise you can just pick any.
a teleportation cycle on the mountain. Yeah, just pick that one.
I thought they have pop trials.
All right,
Okay.
new day. That's your interaction with Nimblefoot. What else would you like to research here?
First off, I cast Foresight again.
Okay. So now it's just straight roll. You've still got a point of exhaustion. So you're still exhausted, but the foresight kind of counteracts the exhaustion. What would you like to research this day, or what would you like to learn? Charlotte? Is there anything you want to? You're here in this library, and it feels like everyone's coming to the end of what they want to learn about.
Yes, just at the very last thingy. I want to see if I can find a map of character.
Map of character.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good to know. All right.
I want to look for new spells that I don't have.
Well, name it. What kind of spell are you looking for particularly?
Like anywhere from 4th to 7th level spells. I just want to see if I can.
You're gonna have to name it here. You can't just be like, any you got this. It's too large a library to just be like, I'm gonna browse every book and see. No, don't know. It's not like that.
Can I just look for like? Do you want to look at the spell list? Yeah,
Okay, yeah, do it that way.
I've got the spell list here. Just use a book. So buzz a bit. I still love it that there's a 9th level spell called Weird. You're weird. Anyway.
Anything in particular then?
I'm looking for 9th level spells. I'm not going to look for that. I'm trying to look for what's the details of the spell gate?
What's the details of it?
Yeah.
I'll read it out to you in a second. I'm just doing something else here.
Try again. Dimension
Yes,
door.
please. Could you?
Dimension doors.
Okay. While you're doing that, I'm just gonna.
I've got it. You conjure a portal linking an unoccupied space you can see within range to a precise location on a different plane of existence. The portal is a circular opening which you can make 5 to 20 feet in diameter.
Ooh.
You can orient to the portal in any direction you choose.
Ooh. That is very good.
But it just
I like
goes,
the word that it says precise.
yeah.
You can go to the celestial plane and I can say, I want to go here on the actual plane.
Yeah.
So it's
I'm just going to
Hang on. Read it out in its entirety because it's good when you
Okay.
read it. Read it out from the source.
The portal lasts for the duration of the spell.
So start again, just so we can all hear.
You conjure a portal linking an unoccupied space you can see within range to a precise location on a different plane of existence. The portal is a circular opening which you can make 5 to 20 feet in diameter. You can orient the portal in any direction you choose. The portal lasts for the duration. 1 minute. The portal has a front and a back on each plane where it appears. Travel through the portal is possible only by moving through its front. Anything that does so is instantly transported to the other plane, appearing in the unoccupied space nearest to the portal. Deities and other planar rulers can prevent portals created by the spell from opening in their presence or anywhere within their domains. When you cast a spell, you can speak the name of a specific creature. A pseudonym, title, or a nickname doesn't work. If that creature is on a plane other than the one you're on, the portal opens in the named creature's immediate vicinity and draws the creature through it to the nearest unoccupied space on your side of the portal. You gain no special power over the creature, and it is free to act as the DM deems appropriate.
It's the ultimate demon summoning, entity summoning spell. So where you would use it instead of teleport or plane shift is, say, for example, you wanted to be in the presence of Palladius and he allowed it. You could literally, if you knew his name or which name to speak, you could be like, boom, and be in his presence.
Or you could just name his
It has to
castle.
be their true name. Like,
You don't have
We
to
don't know.
summon something through though. You can
you just
link
grab
it
someone from another plane. Like, never furnish you yeet from the celestial plane.
Well, he's on the same plane as you, though, right? So you
What
can't
if-
open a gate in the same plane.
What if I used my staff and I went to the celestial plane? Then I cast gate and I named like Karatar and I named a special place there, would it lead there?
Well, you just teleport to Carousel.
Yeah, but I don't know.
It's
I
not
have to-
specific. But with gate, you can be.
This says you
Specific.
name it and to a precise location.
Sure.
I'm gonna look for the spell.
But like
gate.
you might as well just use teleport just to study the area you're going to.
No, because it's like instant. This is how long does it take to cast? Let me see. What's the casting time?
One action.
One action, exactly. I don't have to like spend 3 years researching a small island.
Sure. Okay, well,
I'm gonna-
let's see whether you even find gate,
Yeah,
shall we?
I'm
There's a
just
powerful
gonna-
spell. Okay, the DC on that is going to be, because you're choosing 9th level, it's going to be 29.
Seems legit.
Straight roll.
Have you rolled a pretend for today?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
they
did.
were trash.
Man, portent sucking. Go.
22.
Okay, that day you spend your whole day looking for gate. You don't find gate. What are you doing this day?
Found the spell gay though.
I think you already said, but I've forgotten.
Map of character.
Okay, cool. Roll.
Gay.
It's good. Just with people's sexuality.
Gay.
Investigation with Zan to add 2.
You're trash.
Best time to eat is when I'm narrating something, I would just say, just so that you know. It's a good thing.
Calculate.
Knock it back while I'm talking.
She's calculating. 23.
23. That's good enough. Okay, you find it's a because you only rolled 23. You don't get a great scale now, so it's a big scale.
Children's drawing.
Yeah, but you do find.
Whoa.
You see the white circle? You can pinch and zoom.
Yeah.
There's a little white circle that I drew in.
Oh yeah. That's it.
That's where the Ninja Mountain is.
Oh, that's the
Can I see?
mountain. Okay. And that whole thing is character.
Yes.
I see no white circle.
Oh, I see why so.
Into on the edge of a huge
Yeah.
spur of land leading into the Celestial Sea.
That's a nice sea. I see.
Is everyone losing that? Do you want to keep playing?
Yeah.
Or are you kind of losing your concentration?
I want to keep going,
Okay,
but
great.
not for too long. So
All
I
right.
am friendly.
Well, let's do another half hour to an hour, and
Okay.
let's just try and keep our focus about it. Okay, so what would you like to do? So you spend all day trying to find gate, you don't.
Oh, okay. We'll sleep.
Okay, you have another long rest. Roll d20s, please, both of you.
Yeah.
No.
Why did I roll so good on this? It's so bad with everything else.
All right, let me just cross off the days here. All right, on this day, you are now have been here for an entire month, the moon.
Whoa. Okay, group meeting, everyone in the morning.
Hello!
How did you know I all about this?
Ah, he's yawning. Hello!
What we learned today?
We just.
We have maps
I
now.
know nothing. I'm looking for a spell that can take us to the Ninja Mountain. Or near.
But thought we can't go up Ninja Mountain.
No, but near. Not
Oh,
at.
really near, like
Yeah.
bottom of mountain.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good.
That is good. What spell is it?
Lomia talked about it, I think.
Can I ask a question? Are you both still good aligned?
Aligned.
Are
Oh,
you
yeah,
both
yeah,
still
yeah.
good aligned?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Karen.
It's called gate. So it's like, you know, when I do plane shift.
Yes.
It's like that. But say I go to the celestial plane and I cast gate, it'll take me right there. So
Oh, great.
So that sounds like what the spell does is open a gate. Maybe you didn't need to explain it. It just opens a door somewhere straight away. You just walk through. Rather
Or you
than
can pull someone.
rather than the big rainbow lights every time and burning the ground around you.
Yeah.
It's so ostentatious.
Bye, bro. Yeah. Well, that's cool. So, have you found it?
No.
What about? Why don't you bring Xander with you next time, and he can help you.
You don't got to tell me. He's an artificer. He's not a
Come
wizard.
on. Oh, he was a wizardy person.
He uses arcane magic for sure, but it's not going to be any extra help to you.
All right. Well, maybe you could get. No, I don't know.
If he had more intelligence than you would, he's got 20 intelligence, so there's no additional help.
Hopefully my portents would suck tomorrow. And I would have just normal rolls.
Have you rolled your portents for today? So we
Yeah,
just
but
work
they
out.
sucked. Oh, it's a new day. Yeah. Let me roll my portents then.
What order are we thinking of doing all this? Because,
Yeah, we need a plan. We can't.
right, well, look, I'm a dwarf. I like order. We need a plan. I'm not going gallivanting off halfway across Wander for some monk. I don't care what he's got until we know what we're dealing with.
Right. So the thing is,
I think we should go and check out what we're dealing with here.
the chronostone.
No, this stone, we don't even know whether we can use it, what it is. It's a gem. The boy said he saw a gem, right? I know I'm not talking about the artifact. I'm talking about the stone, right?
Blue.
A blue gem, right?
Just like the anti-magic. Why are they all blue?
Listen for a minute, you wee whippersnappers. We don't even know whether we'll be able to use it. We don't know what it can do.
Well, maybe the monk can help us. Miss Ryder.
Maybe. But my point is this. Here's my
You
point.
want to go check out that?
We need to see what are we here to do? Stop Urishnik.
We know what the artifact is. It's there. Why do we need to see it?
Look, I'll tell you why.
Okay.
You remember Luther?
Yes.
You remember when he came out on the plains when we were on our way to his thing? And it's like now we knew what we were facing. You remember when he came at us and we hurt him? Do you remember that now? We hurt him out there on the plains, didn't we?
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about them.
Not then.
That was with the dragon. Just when
When we're outside.
this
the
is
tent.
when, listen, you're really smart, but sometimes you need to trust your mates a little bit and just shut up and listen to me for a second. He's serious, by the way, he's serious, right? And he rolled a 28 on intimidation. So what I would say is your character's like, you've not seen Kilgar this serious before, right? And he goes like, listen to me. You may have known me as simple and I may not speak in such big words as you, but I've been on this freaking continent a lot longer than you. And I'm telling you this, when we were headed to Edax's lair that led into Luther's, he appeared out on the plains in front of us. Do you remember? We had a wee skirmish with him and we hurt him in that time. You hurt him with your magic. You stung him with your blade. The point is, sometimes you got to see your enemy. You got to see your enemy. You got to look him in the eyes. We can't look this artifact in the eyes, but I want to know what we're dealing with. Because if we're going to bounce back through freaking time, I want to have seen what we're going to be looking at once we get back in time. I feel like my accent's going all over the place. But I tell you this, we need to go and see our enemy.
Okay.
Well, what do you think now?
Yes.
Well,
Yes,
I mean,
we will.
it's not
We
a
were planning on
conscious
doing that.
thing. But yes, if you want to.
We were planning on doing that, yes.
Because whether it's this monk fella or whether it's the black robe, the drow, one of them's going to be, or both of them is going to be bumping us at some point somewhere. And when we arrive, we got to know what the freak we're even looking for. And we've got to know what it's like and what to expect. And I think we've got to get in there, look at and check it out.
I have a question. Do you think if we cast? Oh no, don't worry. Don't worry.
What are you going
I was just thinking about the bits of it that's broken off, like the one in Star. But obviously, if
That's a good question. I expect when we go back,
Yeah,
it
but-
won't have a broken off. But...
yeah, and also if we take the scroll, they'll never be broken.
Right, this is what I'm saying. We need to do a little check it out, a little reconnaissance.
But also, we don't know who's going to be guarding it or something like that.
Aye, well, we've got weapons. We're tough.
Yeah.
Let's go check it out. Let's get your drown mate here.
Just to remember, when we do go back in time, we want to cause the least amount of ripple effects possible.
Exactly.
So what we're going to do,
Try not to be seen. Don't talk to anyone.
don't
Listen.
on.
But we agree, right? You're right. Like we agree. Either we're going to trust the drow or this monk, both of them, or who knows what, to send us back.
So
Right? So when we get back, we need to know where we are, and the only way we know where we are is by at least looking at it now.
yes, we also have a map.
Also, when we go back,
Aye, but this map's not very detailed. It's a continent map, girl. We might have to find a map when we go back. Go on,
go
lad.
back, we want to cause the least amount of ripple effects possible. Because even say buying a map, for example, you
Right.
give this guy money, he then goes on to buy a house
Oh,
that
dear.
starts a new thing.
He becomes a murderer, kills baby Ella.
He's like, I saved up enough. Now I'm gonna go kill this guy.
You bought a map and it creates tidal waves.
That's why we're
So
not.
literally, our
we're
plan
not
is to get
killing-
in.
We're not killing what's his name.
But how? What if he doesn't let us get the scroll?
Also,
We copy the scroll. That will cause
No,
because
no, no,
we
no.
never took the scroll.
can I
We still
say
has it.
something?
We just have.
You know how you bamf us exactly in front of places, you know, and we're just like, hey, we're there. You know, I'm not talking about the rainbow stuff. I'm talking about when we're just, oh, here I am, I feel sick. Right? Right, teleports. Now, when we go back in time, where are we going to end up? We can't be teleport. We can't go back in time like, oh, hello, we're right here in front of the gym. We need to go.
We need to.
No, let me finish, girl. Otherwise, the idea is going to
No, I know
go.
what you're talking about. We have to be in the place where
So
we
that
want to
he
be.
can teleport us when we get there.
Yeah, excuse me. We do it in Trevelyan's laboratory.
No.
That won't be there.
Yeah,
I know.
that's
we'll
what we're
just be
saying.
standing.
We have to be wherever we want to be in the past.
But what I'm saying is, the lad needs to know as much of the surrounding area, even if it doesn't look like that in the past. When we get there, you can then bamf us wherever we need to be.
Also, we're not just taking a copy of the scroll. We're taking the whole scroll, so he never gets to corrupt the thing in the
That
first
will
place.
cause a massive ripple
No,
across
it-
the continent.
No, it won't. Look, this is what I was thinking. Because he takes it anyway. Why would that cause such a big problem? Because it destroys anyway when he does.
I know what we need to do.
Denia.
We need to make a copy of the scroll, right?
Exactly.
And like slip it in his hand. One, you know, we get the wee lad to do it, you know, like slip it in all thievy like.
Yes.
And then he's like, here is a scroll,
And it doesn't.
tomato soup recipe. And it doesn't work.
No, we need it to work because we don't want that to not work because that will cause so many.
No, because this is the thing I was talking to Ocean about. That was just an act of vengeance, and it wasn't just. He went on to do plenty of other bad things. Like that wasn't all. That didn't.
Shall we just
satiate.
go and look at the artifact?
We just need.
Wait.
I still believe that we should
And the
not
power of love.
interfere that much.
I agree with you, lad. Well, no, I'm not sure
I
do
agree with
but-
even though his.
As much as I do want to do that, in this situation, I don't think it's worth it because of what will happen. We don't know which will happen.
Well, look,
We don't need to decide yet what we're going to do when we get back there. If we get back there, we can find hideout to work stuff out. We can learn. I think the ripples, we don't have to worry too much
We
based
just
on.
need to find out the time that actually happens. Otherwise, we don't know when to
It
go. back.
definitely, with Elwyn being able to bump us about, we must get to know the area, and there's only one way to get to know the area. We have to. He puts on that. We have to go and look here and know it so that you can move us around.
But it's not gonna. Oh yeah, no.
I need to learn this spell first, so we don't need to worry about this stuff now.
Why do you need to learn this spell so
So
much?
we can get to Karatar.
Yeah,
But we're
need
not
that.
going to Calaturn now.
No, we need that.
I know, but we're going to there soon after we leave.
okay, next day, you have a long rest. You want to try and learn gates.
Yes.
DC 29. Roll your portents for the day.
I've already
You-
rolled my portents for the next day, by the way.
Because that
Okay,
conversation
You
was in the
now,
morning.
hang on a second, you now no longer are exhausted. So if you want to cast Foresight, you will get advantage on your
Okay,
roll.
I go down there and I portent my roll to 17, which is a 29.
Which is exactly what you need. Okay, you spend a whole day and you find the gate spell.
Okay, nice.
All right, you find it.
Is
What
there
are you
any
doing on this
rules
day?
preventing me from copying down?
Well, you can copy it. It'll take you 2 hours per level of the spell. So it'll be 18 hours of study. And you'll need 900 gold's worth of materials that you'll need to have.
I asked the
Well, no, you did stock up on the writing materials when you were in Kurth City, so yeah, that's fine. It's just going to take you 18 hours. So it'll take you another whole day. All right?
That'll be fine.
What are you doing during these 2 days that Eloin's gone? Anything? You don't have to do anything, you're just like chilling.
I'm thinking. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just chilling. My rolls aren't good anyway, good enough.
Well, only if you're researching character, because you've already rolled really high, remember?
You
So
found
it's
out
not that, hang on a second. It's not that you can't roll, it's just you rolled so well, you've discovered pretty much everything you can about the trials and the mountain and all that kind of thing. But you can research something else if you'd like. Or you can inquire, is there anything you want to look more into? Or
I'm sure there is, I just can't.
there are very powerful people in Nevermelt that you can speak to if you'd like, remember?
Maybe look into glints. You don't need to look into stuff that. This is a massive library. You don't need to look into stuff that's related to this exactly.
No, I just chill.
You just chill.
So I can't think of what to research.
Cool, okay. You spend a couple of days resting. So full double long rests for you, okay? You're good and back up. Eloin comes back up a couple of days later with a smile on his face, having hard researched and copied gate into his spell repertoire. Yeah, nice little spell. Please look up. Can you tell me what the components are for gate, please?
Yeah.
While you've got your players hand up there.
Diamond worth 5,000 gold
Okay.
pieces.
Yes, you'll definitely need that.
Ellen, I was wondering if you could do contact of plane. I want to see who betrayed me. I
I
don't
thought
even
gave
know-
you a diamond. What, how much was it worth?
Oh yeah, 1,000.
Okay, fine.
How
Okay.
much do you need? 5,000. Actually, yeah, can you contact other plane because I want to find out who betrayed me, but I don't know what they meant by betray because no one's like tried to kill me, no one's
Maybe.
done anything wrong.
So you're going to cast Contact Other Plane?
Wait, I've just done a day of studying today. Let me see. I've got it prepared.
Well, if you take a long rest, you can then make it prepared.
No, it is prepared.
Really?
Yeah.
Or you could go cray-cray.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's a bit.
You can ask the entity up to 5 questions.
Yeah. Okay, let me think about the questions that we want to ask.
Okay, so hang on a second. You come back 2 days later, you have another long rest. And we are now on the 9th day of June. You've now been here in Nevermelt for way longer than nearly 40 days. The outside world almost feels weird. You're feeling all much more disconnected from all the details of the world out there. It feels like a bit like a lockdown, right? Like isolation. It's weird. You're like, feels like like a lifetime ago. No, it was only 40 days ago you were with people. It is the morning of the day, and Danae asks you to contact another plane for some urgent information she wants.
Okay, so what kind of questions do you think I should do with this?
Yes or no questions.
Yeah. So
You can ask the entity up to 5 questions. You must ask your questions before the spell ends. So you've got to ask them within 1 minute, and I'll be setting a timer. You must ask, the DM answers each question with 1 word. Yes, no, maybe, never, irrelevant, or unclear. And that's if the entity doesn't know the answer to the question. If a 1-word answer would be misleading, the DM may instead offer a short phrase as an answer.
Okay,
I'm just gonna get my stuff.
before we cast the spell, I'm thinking about what to ask because I don't think all my questions will take up the whole of the questions. So if we have anything else we want to ask, so I could ask, well, am I betrayed by one of the companions of Kerr?
Okay, question 1. Write that down.
Was Danae betrayed by Glint?
Question 2.
Palladius.
Question 3.
Yeah, so that's 3. Isn't it a different person answering the question each time?
No, it's one entity actually.
Is
I
it?
got that wrong in the past.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I just didn't read it properly. It's one entity.
Got a lid for my cup.
And it is assumed to be a demigod or a spirit of a long dead sage or some other mysterious entity. So it's kind of irrelevant, but this entity is assumed to have knowledge of
Okay.
some description.
We've got 2 other questions, so what else should we ask? I don't think there's anything else. I'm sure, like, there's no point wasting.
Well, it's your spell. It's for you. So why don't you think about what you'd like to ask? You want to know more about this betrayal, right?
Yeah. So the companions of Kirk are just the people in that picture, right? Yeah. Who else have we talked to?
Well, is who else? Who it could be the question, or is there another question?
Oh yeah.
What would you ask if you knew that would give? If you knew who it was, what could? You don't have to write pre-write all the questions down. You can ask those 3, and you'll have a minute if you want. If you ask them quickly, but if you ask them quickly, you could ask them. You could use the other 2. No, I know. But you could use the other 2 to do follow-ups to whatever he says, because he's able to say them back to you, like yes, no.
I was trying to possible thing, like.
You could just hold the other 2 and get him to ask them.
I'm not going to be able to come up with it on the spot. I can't.
Well, hang on a minute. If you pre-write them, what if the first one is yes? Right, so what would you ask then?
But it's yes, no questions. So that's like, is it Kilgar? Oh my god. It's not Kilgar.
You're overthinking it. A minute is plenty of time, I promise you.
Okay.
Just relax and enjoy the spell. Like, let him do it.
Enjoy the spell.
Enjoy the show.
Just chill and ask the question. It'll come to you.
Alright. Okay. If you're sure. Okay, we can cast the spell now. Okay.
Right, roll your intelligence check
I'm
first.
going to portend it to 12,
Okay, fine.
which is.
Yep, you don't go insane. All right, you sit down and for a minute you lay out the incense around you and they start to fill the room around you and your mind travels into this open vacuum of possibility as you cast. Danae actually holds your hand through it all, so you keep that connection to her and she's able to whisper the questions in your ear and you're able to put them out to the world. All right, the 1 minute starts now.
Okay, I asked the first question.
Has Daenerys been betrayed by one of the companions of Kurt?
No.
Has Daenerys been betrayed by Glint?
Yes.
Oh no, it was!
3 more
Has
questions.
Daenerys been
Breathe, you've got plenty of time.
does Glint still work for Palladius?
You asked that question? No.
Did Glint ever work for Palladius?
Yes. Final question. You've got plenty of time. Got 15 seconds.
Is Glint now working for another entity? An evil entity?
No. You come out of it and you are stunned. The look on Danae's face as she's like, you've blanched, if it's possible, even paler than you normally are. Zanlin comes over because you kind of like stagger slightly. Zanlin comes over. You okay? What's happened? I say it.
Been betrayed.
By?
Glint. He was my advisor, teacher. He would oversee what I was doing, and I would converse with him in dreams. And he doesn't. Apparently, he no longer works for Palladius. I don't understand.
You took your powers, girl.
I know.
Well, that's where we're going to leave it.